All right. Hello. Good evening. Welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier, Marcus Green, and we are in watch party mode. Big show tonight as we are doing this show live while our baseball team is in game 1 of the SWAC Baseball Tournament. Of course, we are the Eastern Division champs, and so we're in the top of the second inning right now after we jumped on Southern with a 3-0 lead with 3 runs. Currently sitting in a situation with bases loaded and 2 outs. So it'll be interesting as we do this show because everybody's signal may be different. I got live stats pulled up. You guys are probably watching on your screens as well. Kelvin, Marcus, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing wonderful, man. Doing great.
Yeah, doing good. All right. I'm doing better. We just got a strike.
Yeah. Doing well. Okay. So what do we have going on tonight? On tonight's show, we've got a couple of great guests coming on. We're going to talk to our head coach for golf, national championship coach, Preston Mike Rice, is coming up at the bottom of hour 1. Then at the top of hour 2, we're going to talk to the National Alumni Association president, Curtis Johnson, and he's going to give us some updates on the National Alumni Convention and so on and so forth. And we actually get out of the inning bases loaded with a fly out to right field. So Southern leaves the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the second, leading 3-0. Hopefully if you guys aren't able to do some dual streaming or have your Roku or your digital TV on the baseball game while you're watching us, it's all good. So we'll kind of keep you updated as things are going. The game is being broadcast on the SWAC Digital Network. So if you're on YouTube, if you go on YouTube and just type in SWAC Digital Network, it'll pop right up for you and you can watch it. We got a lot of recruiting news and things like that happening too. Man, Marcus, it has been busy over the last. I mean, that new graphic that whether it was Coach Moore or Coach Wyndham, I don't know who was responsible for that, but that thing goes off. I got to check myself, man, because that thing has like all these little flashing lights. I'm glad I don't have any sensory motor issues. Damn, that thing is popping off every 4 hours. It's like, damn.
It's high tech. I love it.
It is. And I think
you can tell a graphic designer did it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna do a quick roll call of the shout outs, and then Marcus, he's gonna pull up. We're gonna start with that. I know because that's real heavy. It's been hot. So I know before we get into talking about the baseball awards and all the, and we get into golf, and we're gonna do the shout outs. Want to encourage everybody who's watching us on YouTube, whether you're watching on the O&G StrikeZone or the Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page, go and hit that thumbs up button if you would, please. Take a second and go do that. If you're watching us on Facebook, that's the Black College Sports Network Facebook page or the O&G StrikeZone Facebook page. You can hit that like button. We'd appreciate it. All helps the algorithms. And then we say hello to all of our friends watching us on Instagram Live and on X. You might be watching us on any of our number of X pages. And so we say hello to you. And then, hey, you might be watching us on the Pod Zone podcast, BCSN Pod Zone. So if you're not a live watcher and you're catching us on replay, BCSN Pod Zone, everywhere you subscribe to podcasts is where you can find us. So with that said, let me go through a few shout outs and say hello to some of the family jumping in. Ken jumping in early.
What's up, Ken?
Yeah. Watch JD TV. Yeah, we got commits, more commits. This is like everybody wants to come to FAMU. And like, who left? I don't even remember who left because everybody wants to come to FAMU. Come on to FAMU. Come on to FAMU. Be a part of greatness.
You get a championship. You get a championship.
Exactly. Come get one. Let's run it back. Melissa Wilson checking in.
What's up, Duh?
Thank you. Marvin Allen checking in from
Duval.
Good to see Doc checking in, moderating the chat.
The Gump.
The Gump. Check. Yep. Check. Appreciate you coming in there, Doc. Demetra Alford also coming in.
Tally ho.
Yeah. Kenya checking in. Good to see you, Kenya.
What's up, Kenya?
Ashton checking in. Appreciate the shout out on Twitter. Anytime. Yeah, anytime we get some shout outs from the people on Twitter, man, we appreciate the love. Thank you very much.
Hey, Meredith. Hey, Auntie.
My boy Tony, what up, Tony? Checking in. Checking in. Gail checking
back
in.
in Cleveland. No,
she got the heck about in Tallahassee.
Hey,
Cleveland.
She put in good work while she was here, though.
Yeah. What's the alumni base in Cleveland like, Gail? Let us know. I'd love to know in the chat. We got a good alumni base I know in Ohio, I'm sure we do, but just curious what it's like in Cleveland. Ezekiel Love checking in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
What's up, Zeke?
Little baby coming in.
Peace. PC.
Yeah, Mary 305. Always good to see you.
What's up, Mary?
Tamara T checking in.
850.
Yes, indeed. Let me see. Chuck Hunt checking in from Monroe, Louisiana.
No, he in Mississippi.
Hey, the only team from the West. The only team from the West, from Louisiana.
Yeah, the West been getting waxed outside of here.
Well, Texas has been getting waxed until we see what happens to Southern, but Texas has been getting slaughtered today. We'll go through that in just a second. Edwin Moore checking in.
What's up,
Southern guy? Yeah, already down, Edwin. Let's see how long you stick in with us. We know it's gonna be tough. JT coming in.
What's up, JT?
Well, we simulcast. Yeah, I thought about possibly dropping a. That's a good idea. Maybe I thought about that, but I figure we'll just do the watch party, kind of letting people know what's going on. Dwayne Sweet, what up, Sweet?
Duval.
Checking in. Ashley C, how's it going?
What's up, Ashley?
Bank Exchange, you guys be ready to get them dollar bills ready.
Orange County.
Bank Exchange is coming your way. NIL Collective doing some great stuff out there. A lot of NIL news out there. I was chatting with Ashley, like some of the I don't even know when we want to talk about it, if we want to mention it, but I mean, suing boosters and the head coach. I'm like, damn, that's where we're at now with this booster, with this NIL game. So yeah, man, it's crazy. HBCU band talk coming in, boy. Them Wildcats got it started early, didn't they? Woo.
Yeah.
Oh, gone. Yeah. Thank God they're on the other side of the bracket. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. Oh, you want them, huh? Yeah. Okay. Well, I want them on Sunday.
Come on, Cletus.
Shout out, Will. Shout out. Good to see you, Will. Alice McCullough checking in.
What's up, Alice?
Bull, you're never late, baby. You're on time. You're okay, Bull. Good to see you in here.
What's up, Bull?
Yeah. Let's see. Also checking in. Carrie Daniels checking in. Good to see you, Carrie. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. You guys can always donate to the show right there. Cash App sign, $ my JBM, my BCSN. You can also drop the Square link, that QR code there. Any and all donations help out. We got to pay for things. Like, we got to get our O&G awards going on. So we we're always fundraising. I kind of like AD Sykes, always fundraising, always trying to bring in some money. But you can always donate to the show. Cup of coffee, whatever you want to give, it's always appreciated. You can also drop a ducat in the YouTube super chat if you are on JBN. You can always do that as well. Every little bit helps. All right. I said I wanted to get Marcus. We talked about this offline. We wanted to get into talking about the recruiting news. You got graphics ready? Do I need to pull anything? What do I need to do for us?
I'm just trying to remember how to share my screen. The order. Let me see. Slides. Share screen. Hold on. Let me do this.
Again, let's see. Give a quick update while Marcus is doing that. Currently, we're in the bottom of the second inning. 2 outs. Look like we got a runner on first. Mm-hmm. Still leading 3-0 over Southern right now. A little bit earlier today, while Marcus is still doing that, we can kind of mention, Kelvin, the opening game. What was it? 16-1, 9 o'clock this morning. Bethune
17, if I'm not mistaken.
It was 16 or 17. I don't even remember the first game. Prairie View gave up they started off bad by walking a bunch of guys. Bases were loaded, walked 2 runs in on bases loaded walks, then hit a single that brought in 2, and then a 3-run homer. Next thing you know, it was 7-0 in the first inning, and
we talked about it last week's show. What we anticipated when the East meets the West. We went through a series of stats, and the West did have hitting, but it had no pitching, so that kind of nullified that hitting. Whereas the East had hitting and pitching, and it's really playing out that way.
Yeah, it does seem that way. The second game, Grambling actually beat Alabama State 6-3.
Yeah.
I had some people, I know Dr. Cavill, a few other people I had a chance to co-host his show yesterday with Charles Bishop, who's actually he did some play-by-play, and he's doing some on-the-field commentary along with Simone Stanley down on the field. 6-3. Grambling ended up winning that game over Alabama State. I think at one point they might have even been up 5-1. So they had a big inning and kind of broke it open. It was a 1-1 tie. Broke that game open. And then the third game, Jackson State was the 4 seed from the East. Texas Southern, the 1 seed from the West. Woo, woo. Oh, boy. They used an 11-run 7th inning to blow that game open 17-4. Appreciate Edwin. Appreciate you dropping those scores in the links in the chat so I can post those out. So, yeah. As you see right there, 17-4. So the East is 2-1 so far today at the SWAC, and we are into the third inning, and FAMU's up 3-0, trying to make it 3-1 for today. I'll show graphics and all that good stuff a little bit later. Okay, Marcus, I think you got your graphics ready. Let me see. I can go ahead and add it to the stage.
Yes. So just a quick recap. Let me get some of these folks are people we've already talked about before, but I couldn't remember where was the last time we left off. So Corey Collier, defensive back, coming to us from Nebraska, started out at Gainesville at University of Florida. He's a 4-star from the class of 2021, played at Miami Palmetto. So I think that class was pretty big. So we're starting to build our back end. Next one. Jalen Ward, wide receiver out of Thompson High School in Alabama, and pretty much a powerhouse at the top level. So he's going 6'3", 200. So we're getting some size there. And he's rated as a 3-star player, and he's coming from Middle Tennessee State. Uh, Now we start getting the defensive line. We got Lattery Kinsler Jr. coming from Pahokee from class of 2020, and I'll talk about a little bit about that later. Went to Syracuse, went to FIU for a season, and now he's coming to us. So he's coming in with a lot of experience, but not a whole lot of playing time, and that's a recurring theme that you'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan Norris, very experienced, based on what I found. I guess he was class of 2018. I don't know if he had an injury or, and I know there may be a couple things that extend playing time, but he's coming as a linebacker.
Yeah, it's 2018, man. That's an old head.
That's a grown man.
That's a grown man coming to
Yes.
going after his grad degree. Might be 2 grad degrees.
And now we're stocking up special teams. Gunnar Trout, a freshman, a high school recruit out of Cocoa. So he's voted Florida Today All-Space Coast Team, and they won the Class 2A Suburban State title this year. So it comes up with accolades. So now we get into the more recent folks. Another defensive lineman. Again, he can go either way based on his weight. 6'1", 261, Stantavius Smith. And we actually offered him out of high school.
Okay.
He's right up the road from Albany, or was it Albany? From Doherty High School. He went to University of UAB for a year, and now he's coming back to us. So we see some of the ties and some of the relationships that were previously formed, assuming bringing him back to us. You see he has a lot of accolades in terms of from his junior year. Thad Franklin, this is like the big signing from a couple weeks ago almost now, a running back coming from Miami and then Louisiana Monroe, and he was a 4-star player coming out of high school, played for Powerhouse Shamada Madonna. So we're starting to see stocking up at
Miami
well,
recruiting ties.
Not only that, but at the running back position. So we Rodney Hill decided to go elsewhere, but we backfilled, if you will, with another player with suitable talent and size, 6'2", 220. So I'm guessing he's probably maybe about the same size. Excuse me. Same size as the running backs we have and we had. So we have another speed pounder. So I'm glad about that. And I don't know. And another running back athlete from Tallahassee area, Dorian Collier. He goes about 6'0", 225. So we're going to, if depending on the rotation, we have some diversity in the backfield, but they're some pretty big boys. I don't know.
Million pound.
I don't want to be on. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that offensive line to see them coming downhill. I mean, you thought Terrell Jennings was something, so now we got Collier, we've got Thad Franklin coming back with.
It'll be fun to kind of break down these depth charts. All speculative, but it'll be kind of interesting to kind of break that stuff down.
And now we come up on within the last week and a half. Cameron Donald committed on, I guess that was Monday. Cameron Donald. Yep, it's coming on defensive line out of Woodmont High School in Piedmont. And actually, he started out as a defensive end, so he bulked up while he was in school at Kennesaw State. So he was voted to the All-State team. He was class of 2020, so we're getting some size and experience, but not a lot of playing time, not a lot of wear and tear on his body. So he's coming to us from Kennesaw State, so he's seen some of the things going on there. And once again, with his size, he could go inside or out.
I like the way you said that about no wear and tear.
No,
that's a positive way to look at it when you see these guys who haven't had a lot of playing time, but they got a lot of eligibility. Fresh, they probably were on the depth chart.
And same day, Nick Demetrius, if I'm pronounced it correctly, 6'4", 300 at Sierra Vista High School in California, class of 2021. Very similar story, coming to us from UNLV. Didn't get a lot of playing time, came as a 3-star recruit in the class of 2021. and didn't play fall. I think they had a 4-game spring season. So once again, he could fall into that period where we had the COVID evaluation. I know there were some articles way back when during that time in terms of how well evaluations would be done or whether there'd be hidden gems in the class of 21 and 22 based on the restricted evaluation period over 2020. So he's coming to us on the defensive line. So now we're starting to fill in some gaps. Jalen Rogers committed, I guess that was yesterday. 5'9", 160 is coming back into state of Florida over at Tulane. A speedster, played at Miami Northwestern, and I've seen records of him either playing at Northwestern or St. Thomas Aquinas. But either way, he's surrounded by a championship culture.
Yep.
He's a speed wide receiver out of Miami, and once again, not a lot of playing time, and it's a recurring theme. And also a couple weeks ago, I think, when Coach Colsey talked about someone asked him in the transfer portal in the 220 QB club, and he said, we're not going for the big name players, but we're going for players who have talent, who may not have had as much playing time, and I'm paraphrasing, as much playing time. So they're not looking at someone who's a starter trying to make a bag, going from school to school or looking to make a jump, but someone who's looking for playing time, a quality player that would fit into the culture. And once again, if things are to be thought of in terms of who may be coming sooner or later, we're seeing the South Florida Ties rear its head. And today, we got a commit from Nathan Gates, who is a 3-star recruit out of California, spent 1 year at Washington State University, and he's played his high school ball at Edison High School in Orange County, California. And he was second team offense for the Orange County Register newspaper out there, and also on the all-conference team for his conference. And so that's this slate of recent things. And I want to take us back, and I don't want to overwhelm folks with charts, but this is our 2023 from our roster at the fall of 2023. So if you look across here, you can see, looking high specifically at the, I don't know what color blue that is, royal blue, and the gray, that at wide receiver and defensive line, we had a lot of seniority. People who are classified either as graduates, redshirt seniors, or seniors. And that's not including the people who may have left. That may include General Hunt. But you think about people that declared early or transferred. So that number goes down even more. So the two biggest needs, and we've talked about it before, were likely at wide receiver, based on the people who could matriculate out or finish eligibility, and defensive line. And we're pretty well stocked at offensive line. If no one leaves, we're okay at defensive back, depending on who stays and who leaves and who declares and all those type of things. But the biggest areas of need, just based on the numbers, not necessarily assessing the talent behind the numbers, but in terms of numbers, off the defensive line and wide receiver, especially since defensive line had so few. And if you roll up the defensive end here, that's one more person. So small numbers there outside of special teams.
Okay.
So that's 2023.
Right.
So 2024, we look at, these are the commits that we have by division and conference. And you see we have quite a few FBS transfers that are committed and the different conferences that are represented.
So, okay. So let me see. I like the way you did that. So let me see. I'm going to do some quick math. 2 + 3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Now, these are commits that have not signed. So
Okay.
I can filter my chart by filtered and, sign people or people who are unsigned. So I thought it was important to show, okay, these are the folks that said they were coming, and I don't classify them as signed until either I see an announcement by the school or they show up on campus, because we know how things can change. So these are all pending.
So, and the reason the reason I ask is because I know I had a friend send me one of the 24/7 updates that talked about the number of, and I think I even talked about this or shown you there were like 15 FBS to FCS guys that we've had or that they were projecting. Now, I don't know if they're counting signed or are they counting commits. So how would you summarize this with a round number? What would you say the number is of signed and what are the committed?
Well, these are all the verbal commits here, so we can just add these up. That'll include the sign. I could show them both here, but the ones that have signed, we kind of can rattle off the top of the head because we had a pretty small signing class. But we're starting to stock up here. I would guess here this
I've
is
got
3,
11 FBS
6.
guys, and then another 5 from other FCS schools, and then if you count the D2 transfer, you can really say we've got 6 non-FBS guys.
And then you add that to and the recruiting class was so fluid because we had so many, and I don't know to what degree 24/7 would update their information for FCS or HBCUs, which is
Oh,
part
they
of the
still
reason
had
I
Rodney Hill. They had the what was the
yes,
kid?
yeah,
Running
they had
back?
Rodney Hill. They
Yeah,
probably
he was
had
still on
Sage
the.
Ellis.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
probably had Devion. Is it Miller? The wide receiver. Actually, I have slides right after this of all the
Mhm.
people who decommitted.
Oh yeah,
So
we don't have to go through
if
that.
they're still rolling up numbers from the folks that we signed in December when Coach Simmons was still here, then it's showing then that's a false number.
Right,
And
right.
I don't know to what degree 24/7 updates or cares about FCS level, and which is part of the reason why I keep track of our stuff for FAMU because the numbers are always off and didn't really reflect.
Yeah. Quick question. I had Sweet asked the question, who's the Cali Connect? Because the young man, the offensive lineman that came in, he's a a California guy who played at
Yeah.
Washington State
Yes.
last year. So
I
I mean,
have no idea. I mean, he's on the offensive line, so you would assume Coach Henry, but you never know what kind of connections different folks have. And
yeah,
who I don't know who has connections out at Washington State or even to his high school coach to be able to foster that.
might have to reach out to the Mooses and see if there any connect out there. You know, that's the I think isn't he the only Cali Connect that we've had in the last couple years?
The tight end who played on the same team
Ah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
here
Yeah.
now.
yeah. Okay.
And also one of the other defensive linemen that transferred from UNLV, he's from California as well.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And one more, I thought this was kind of critical. The transfer offers by graduating class and position. So we look at this. So you see, and I just created this one recently, so I could see, okay, how much experience are we getting for all the transfers that we're offering? We see the biggest amounts are class of 2020 and class of 2022. So I was looking at this to understand, are we going for more experience in terms of age, maybe maturity, not necessarily playing time or a combination of both, and also whether that the COVID years, if there were some miscalculations around talent and they're dropping down, or if the advent of the portal, forced some people out from a numbers game at their previous location, a previous school, and see how things played out. But also, if you think about the first chart shown, the first stack bar chart, where it shows um, our biggest areas of need from a number standpoint tend to be wide receiver and defensive line based on who were upperclassmen last year. And if you look at the black bar, which represents the defensive line, now you can see those numbers. That
A lot of
section's pretty
offers.
big. You have a lot of
Yeah, a lot of
offensive defensive line across from
yeah,
2019 to 2023.
yeah.
And then the peach looking one up the top is the wide receiver, which may
Mhm.
be the second biggest gap. And I think what's that gray one? Defensive back. And we've worked quite a few, but defensive line was clearly an area of emphasis, and wide receivers were as well. And that ties into the numbers we looked at from last year's upperclassmen in terms of who left or who could potentially leave and what we need to do to replace it.
All right. Great stuff, Marcus.
That's all I got.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Let's see what did JT said. JT still worried about. Why are we worried about the front seven? Why are we worried? I mean, now, granted, we haven't seen these guys play, so maybe that's where your worry is. But I mean, we're gonna have to trust the process, right? These are guys who have been recruited at the higher level, 3-4-star guys. You know, like Marcus said, they don't have a lot of wear and tear on the tires. So, I mean, hopefully it comes through, right?
I would expect at least one more defensive lineman, maybe at least one more offensive lineman. There's a couple guys still out there that we offered previously that are still floating in the portal. So we'll see how things flesh out.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
No, I was just gonna say my comments are, you can see that we have a defensive minded head coach as well as an offensive lineman as the OC. Offensive line coach as OC. Because if you look at the measurables of the kids that we're bringing in, they fit the profile. They got length. They got good size. They're coming from winning programs, high school as well as college. So everything projects that, you know, they will come in and be successful. And if you think about what Coach Simmons said, and us playing against Howard and playing against the MEAC, the difference between the two leagues, he always said, was in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
And we're paying attention and bringing in size and athleticism and talent. You're a better coach when you can bring in talent. So we bringing in talent and depth in those, because we know that we're pretty good at the skill position. So I'm encouraged. But, you know, we got new coaches, new places, going to have some new pieces. So we have to see how it all come together. But worry is not what I am. I am excited. And I'm anticipating championships. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
And the JT's question, the QB battle, I mean, who knows? I mean, we don't know what's going on there. But I think once again, Coach Colsey said in that QB club meeting that he was holding a spot for a quarterback so that the new quarterback coach could bring in somebody that he liked. We haven't gotten a commitment yet from a quarterback, so I guess he's still looking, or he's still waiting on the person that he likes to say he's willing to come. So that's probably one other thing that's missing.
I think our starting quarterback is there. I don't see anybody coming in the last minute and beating out one of these guys that are already in camp.
No, and it could be somebody who has multiple years of experience that would be here to be able to, because Daniel Richardson's graduating after this year. So It could be somebody with 2 or 3 seasons left of eligibility that can provide competition for whoever comes back for 2025.
All right. I'm going to start a couple other questions that some of you guys have asked, like Sweet and EA. We'll come back to those a little later in the show. Just a quick update. We're now in the bottom of the 4th inning. FAMU is leading 3-1. We gave up a run in the top of the 3rd inning, but got out of a bases loaded situation there. And
another one?
No, I think that was back in the 3rd I think that was in the 3rd when we got out of that situation. And so got through the 4th cleanly. Now we're bottom of the 4th, runner on. So when we come back from the break, we'll kind of see if we've found a way to get any more runs on the board. Again, FAMU leading 3-1 over Southern. That's on the SWAC digital network, which you can watch on YouTube. So if you're doing 2 screens like we are, go from there. Coming up, we got our HBCU national champion coach. Coach Mike Rice, coming up here right after this commercial break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
From novice to aficionado, find yourself here. High quality cigars plus personal customer service. Slow Burn is Waco's only mobile cigar lounge, featuring a meticulous, curated collection of premium cigars. Visit our website, www.slowburnwaco.com. That's www.slowburnwaco.com.
Well, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan, Kelvin, Marcus, and it is a pleasure to be joined by our national championship winning coach, none other than Coach Mike Rice. Coach, congratulations, Coach. How you doing? Welcome to the show again.
Doing great. It's been a while.
Yeah, that's all right. You had to go win some. You had to win some titles, Coach. We understand how that works.
It was a good end to the season for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let me do a couple things here before we get you going here, because I put together some stuff. I want to first off let people know, hey, what we do when we win championships, what do, Kelvin? We support. We got to give. So right there, Rattler Athletic Fund. I couldn't find the actual code number, so I was like, let me just put the link there. myfamu.edu/giving/FAMU golf with a question mark. I don't know the question mark, but whatever. That link, I swear, it promise it goes right to the FAMU Foundation, the men's golf link. Coach, I don't know if you know the account code, but
I believe it's 0013, but I could be wrong.
All right, 0013. But what kind of number? Let me see. How many years has it's been? What, 24 years
24
since we
years.
won a national title? So, I think either, as always, let's go bigger than 1887. Let's just put 24. Make it easy on yourselves today, folks. 24. Put $24. Make a $24 donation. It's been 24 years since we won a national title. So go ahead and hit that link up, and let's donate and let's help support our FAMU golf program. A lot of stuff we need. We'll talk about that in a second. But there's the link there, Rattler 0013, 0013. So with that said, Coach, what's it feel like to be a national champion? What kind of cloud have you been floating on the last couple of days?
It feels really good. Like you said, it's been 24 years. It's something we've been chasing for a while. Second one in history, really, and the only other one was when I played back in 2000. So it's been that long, and I was part of that team that won in 2000. Was also the individual winner of the event, which was really nice because we not only did we win as a team, but we also had Marcus Taylor take home the individual trophy. So he's the only one on this campus or has gone to this campus other than myself that can say that. So proud of him and the way he finished his career here.
Yeah, definitely. And just in case you guys didn't know, there's those champions right there. The PGA of America host. Now for people who are not familiar, give people a little background on the PGA works and this and this event. Played at TPC Sawgrass, which considered by everybody pretty much who knows golf or follows the sport, is the quote unquote unofficial fifth major. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful course. So I mean, just talk a little bit about that.
So yeah, PGA Works, a lot of people don't obviously wouldn't recognize that name as a championship, but the former name of the championship was National Minority Championship for years. They changed it about, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. We were not crazy about the change of the name, to be honest, but obviously we lost that. But it is our national championship. This was something that started, I want to say sometime in the 80s, was contested until 97, I believe, by the Black Coaches Association. They would put the tournament on. The PGA of America took it over, I believe, in 97. I played in 96 in Cleveland, which was the last run by the coaches. And then in 97, the PGA of America took it over. And quite frankly, they do an amazing job with the event. They run it just like a major. I mean, they make the guys treat like, it is their national championship. And TPC Sawgrass is a great way to play. I mean, 17 is one of the most famous holes on tour. Like you said, it is considered the fifth major. It is the Players Championship, which is run by the players, the PGA Tour. And so the one thing that we were thankful is that there was no drama coming down the stretch. We had pretty much put it away before we got to those last 2 holes, which is exactly what we wanted to do, because 17 could be a little scary with the with the tournament on the line, as well as 18 too. So I mean, the guys showed up. We were not we were disappointed with the way we played at SWAC, even though we tried to catch them the last day as well. We just ended up a little short, and they took that little chip on their shoulder and worked their butts off, leading up to PGA Works. And look, we played as a team. You can kind of see from some of the videos and the pictures. I mean, these guys loved each other. It was a very tight-knit team, and that was one of our goals and focuses of the year was to make sure that we brought this team together. So we did play as a team, and they played for each other. They loved each other, and it was a heck of an experience.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, congratulations again. You got a lot of seniors leaving. So talk about your roster management. First 2 are leaving, and then the goal of replacing them.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It was a senior leadership team. We have 5 graduating, 5 that are gone. There they are, right there. We're gonna miss them. It's hard to. I mean, we don't call it. We're reloading. We're not. We got some guys coming back that have contributed in this lineup. That quite frankly, we got a freshman that was leading the tournament going into the last day, and he didn't play his best, but that's a lot of pressure for a freshman coming down the stretch. But yeah, I mean, we got five freshmen coming in to take out their spot. I think they're really talented. It's going to be I think it's going to be a really good class. We haven't had to reload like this in a while. But look, these same guys that you're seeing now is a reload from 4 years ago where we won the MEAC championship. So, it takes time to develop them, obviously, as you see. the portal's a different game as well. As one of those guys that was a kid that we brought in he had a fifth-year senior year. It was a big part of this team. So, I mean, it's going to be a young team, but, I think we'll do a good job of making sure that they're ready by the end of the year.
Okay. Awesome.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Good evening, Coach. Thanks for joining us. Can you tell us and our viewers what were some of the challenges that the team faced this year and how you persevered to secure a national championship?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, first of all, we lost 3 last year in the portal, 3 sophomores that really were going to be the future of this program, and they decided to go elsewhere. So we hit the portal and brought some guys in. And when I said that, they're team-wise, we just weren't bonding like we had in years, and we knew that. So bringing the new guys, and that was one of our focuses. We want to be a close team. I personally think that if you're not, you're going to have a hard time winning. So that was our big focus this year. Let's do a lot of we did a lot of team bonding. We did some things at spring break to kind of bring them together, and some other things. But it's golf. You hope that you're peaking at the end of the season. We played really well in the fall. Look, this program, to really give these seniors a little pat on the back. We've won at least 2 tournaments for the last 6 years in a row. I mean, that says a lot. There's programs that never win tournaments at all, and we're winning 2 or 3 a year, at least 2. And so we won 3 more this year. So it was a heck of a year. But we really played well in the fall. We kind of struggled a little bit in the spring, and then obviously we caught fire in the last tournament, which was great to see. I mean, a 30-shot win is a lot in golf.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge. So just good to see them play good together.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I want to give you a chance, Coach. I'm gonna go back through those guys again, and I'd like you to just maybe talk a little bit about each guy. Give you a chance because, like I said, I love the piece that the athletic department put together following the championship, where we kind of did that special look, and you had a chance to sit down, or they did some sit down interviews with the guys.
Yeah.
But I want to give you a chance to kind of just speak on these guys, and I'll just kind of go down the line here to 5 guys, and we got Deion Riley here, and then we'll go on down.
Right. Deion's a 4th-year guy, just graduated. Deion didn't play a lot. Really talented player, hits it a ton. But never really, just couldn't quite get into the lineup. But I'll tell you what, one of the best teammates we've ever had at this university. I mean, this guy he's going to root his team on. He's positive every day, all day. And just great talent. But didn't get a chance to play much, but again, we loved having him.
And then we got Miles Taylor.
So Miles, and you'll probably see next will be Marcus, who won the event. This is his twin brother Miles from South Africa, who played quite a bit his freshman year, and then kind of struggled for a couple years, trying to find his game. Kind of lost confidence a little bit. I wouldn't say he was trying to find his game, lost a little confidence. But going into this year, he really committed a lot this summer to working hard. He wanted to travel, and man, what a great job. He was our 5 guy at the end of the year, and I got a chance to walk the last 18 with him, and we had a great time. And best I ever saw him play. Hit the ball amazing for 18 holes, and was proud that for when he got in the lineup, but just to watch him play and persevere through the struggles that he did was pretty incredible.
Yeah, I had no clue early that they were twins. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together with the names, and I should have put all that together. So I don't have them next to each other, but I saved Patrick and Marcus for last. But then we got Patrick.
Well, Patrick Mwendapole is a young man.
Kelvin, I've been saying it right. I know that's what I've been saying.
Mwendapole, yeah. Well, he and you know what? He didn't tell me until later on in the year that it was Mwenda Pole, because we always called him Mwenda Pole. But he's a young man that transferred in from Arkansas Pine Bluff. He was part of their team that won last year, and he was the individual winner in the SWAC tournament. And a young guy that we've been competing against for years. And I love this personality. He can play. Good game, great game. Kid's got some potential to play farther if he wants to. Works his tail off. But I mean, when you talk about a positive guy, this is the guy that kept everybody together. When things got down, you know, he's just a guy that's positive all day. If that guy's in a bad mood, something's wrong, because that's just him. And like I said, he was, as we called, the glue of the team this year. Okay.
And then we got Patrick Jean-Pierre, captain or co-captain. I've heard definitely him called captain.
So you're right. He's been captain the last 3 years, and this is a special guy that came to us. I got his name. He actually, great story. You know, you always have a few over the years that you just end up bonding and knowing better than another. This is the guy right here. Him and I have had a great relationship. Been through ups and downs, obviously, as a player and coach. But I even told him. The last 18, I wanted to walk with him, but it wasn't going to happen, because if we were walking together, he would have been balling or I would have been balling, because I just love the guy that much and I have so much respect for him. But he's a young guy that wasn't playing out of college because his grades were so bad coming out of high school. But he ended up going to Clayton State for a year. I ended up getting his name from an alumni. Did some research, had some conversations with the young guy, and I just thought, he wanted to play at FAMU. It wasn't that he wanted to play golf. He wanted to be here at FAMU, and we're always looking for those guys for sure. But what's remarkable about him, not just that he was our captain and the leader of this team, but like I said, his grades were so bad going into high school. This young guy graduated with a 3.6 GPA. He's now in grad school. He has a 4.0 in grad school. That's impressive for a guy that a lot of his teachers and even principals said this guy would never make it in college. And not only has he proved them wrong, but at a very high level. So he's one of my favorites over the years.
I hope his high school brings him back because that's the kind of young man, and not like for him to go back and say, look, I told you, but there's probably some kid or kids who are maybe struggling, and you need an example like Patrick to be like, hey, guys, when I was in high school, I wasn't doing great. I was really, and now look, you can overcome whatever situations you're in and exceed. So I hope like heck, whether it's his alma mater or some other high school in Tallahassee or elsewhere, y'all need to lean on Patrick, because I'm sure that's a great story.
It is.
That's a great story.
It is for sure. But we're gonna miss him for sure.
And then Marcus Taylor, the only other player to win a national, the individual other than yourself.
Correct. So this is a young guy here. Like I said, his twin brother. We brought them both. I happened to catch Marcus. I was on a recruiting site, and I saw his golf swing, and I thought, wow, this is a really good golf swing. This is not something. So we had some conversations, and then of course the Miles as well has a great golf swing. They both had good numbers, but both from South Africa. I don't know if I said that, but they are. And I tell you what, this kid probably, and I've said this multiple times, I tell him the same thing. The best talent we've ever had on this campus is this young guy right here. When he hits a ball, it sounds different. It looks different. And I say that, I've been saying it for a long time, but we had a chance to hang out with Tiger Woods. Yeah. And if you ever see that story, you'll hear Tiger Woods say something like, wow, that's a lot of speed. And he's talking about Marcus and that. So for Tiger to be impressed by a guy, that says a lot about who he is. Adversity-wise, a young man's he's been through it. He had a hard transition from South Africa to the States. It's way different. and then had knee surgery. And as the surgeon said, he had an old person's knee, which they didn't know at the time. But it took him really about 2 years to strengthen the knee to be able to play at the level he does. And when I tell you this kid cranks a ball, it's different, y'all. Just this ball striking wise, this kid has a really high ceiling. He's going to go back home to South Africa and train, wants to play on their national team. And I really think he has a chance to play professional golf on TV. He's that good.
Okay, nice. Go ahead, Kelvin.
Coach, so I caught your interview earlier today.
Yeah.
With Vaughn, and so I know you're doing some things with your locker room, and you had some needs. I understand about a van. So you're a champion now, so you can ask. So go ahead and talk about what you got going on.
As you heard the AD say, I'm gonna get on him about that, and she's right. I mean, there are needs. Look, at the end of the day, the only way, and this is the one I know she talked about as well, but this is something that I really believe heavily in, always have. The experience that we're trying to give these guys without money, we can't do it. I mean, you just can't. And, as important as it is to win, we want them to leave and have memories, life memories that they'll have for the rest of their life. And there's things that we need to be able to do that. There's things that we need to develop them to play at a high level and to continue to be, the HBCU golf team that everybody's chasing. And saying that, I mean, look, we're going to airports and renting vans to get to tournaments. And, a Sprinter van, we show up to a lot of these events, especially PWIs. They all have a Sprinter van with their name all over it. They're riding in comfort, which is what we want to do for our student athletes as well. And obviously that takes money to do. Another thing, like we talked about before, memberships to golf courses, we have to pay a membership every year, and it's not cheap. I mean, it's somewhere around $18,000 to $20,000 a year to have these guys on the golf course, so that we're training them, on the best facilities in order to get them ready for these events. So, that's another thing. And then, as you said, we were kind of showcasing the locker room off a little bit. One of the things that we're working on is building a putting studio down there. So the floor is in. There's a putting green down in the locker room. But then there's the device that we're looking to try to get called the Sam Putting Lab. That's about $20,000, but it's a need in order to develop these guys. So some big things that we're trying to do to make sure that, like we said, we got 5 freshmen coming in, and we need them ready quick. We don't need them, we don't want to wait 4 years. We're gonna try to push them along fast. So again, the support from Rattler Nation is needed for golf for sure, but for really all our sports. But just talking about some of the things that we need, we definitely need y'all's help.
Definitely. And there's that code again, Rattlers. Again, want to encourage us at minimum $24 representing the 24 years since we won our last golf national championship. Obviously, it's great if you want to give more to donate to champions, because we gotta fund that. I want to come in. I was listening to you describe that facility. Next trip to Tallahassee, Kelvin, we got to go check this out. I want to come check this out. I got to come. I'm not a bad putter. I can't drive for anything, but I can putt.
Right. Again, we're early in the stages, and we're going to wrap it as well. Wrap the wall, nice. Which we had almost we had really committed what we were going to put, and then we won the championship. So now we got to add that in there as well. Yeah. So we got to put some pictures from that that week, and so it's going to be impressive. I can tell you that, but we'll have it done before the semester starts. I promise you.
There you go. Yeah. Marcus, you got any last questions for Coach?
No, just keep up the good work, Coach.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Marcus.
And you said you had 5 recruits? 5
freshmen. Mm-hmm. And look, portal is a real thing. You got to stay looking in the portal as well. So we know we have 5, but we're obviously going to continue to try to grow grow the program. So
what is the total number of student athletes in the program? And obviously, I know when I looked at the roster, I want to say it looked like there was about a dozen guys. But what's the total number that you have?
Yeah, we have 11.
Okay.
Right now, that's what we're at for next year. The same, trying to bring back 11. I really like. I like competition, so we're constantly pushing them in qualifying and playing, and the more competition we have, the better it brings it out. The more prepared you are, later in the season. So I like to have 11 or 12. I think that's a good number. So yeah, that's what we're looking at.
Okay.
Is there an NCAA limit on the team size?
You can have as many as you want.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Not saying that we wouldn't be more if obviously we have players that want to come in that can compete, at the level.
All right. I heard who was it who asked about the polos, coach? That like polo. Hold on. Where's my picture of you? Where's my picture of you? Hold on. Where's this picture at? Is this the picture? Yeah. Come on, coach. That's the polo that we got to get because we love the logo, right? The golf logo polo. We got to figure out how to get those. I think I seen you with a. Come on. We just got to figure out how to get those polos, coach. We got to get that out to the people.
So that logo came about, and we were the first. I've had conversations with somebody who thinks that they were the first, but they weren't. That logo came out. We were playing in regionals in 2021, and in the group we were playing with LSU. LSU had the tiger with swinging a golf club, and I thought when I got back, I had asked somebody like, "Hey, I know there's a cartoon character of Venom. Can we put a golf club in their hands?" So that's where it all came about. Now you see football and softball. Everybody else views it, but golf started it.
Yep. See, look, we got our financial people on it, coach. Look,
Right.
they done already figured out the math here. $50 polos. We all us golfers out there or non-golfers or people who just wear polos. Look, they done did the math for you, coach, right there.
I like it.
And I think so. Look, I don't know if that one's trademarked or not, but somebody in the athletic department, please get that logo trademarked quickly.
Yeah, I think it's an official.
It is.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's on the marketing.
Yeah,
Good.
I mean, I don't know if the golf one, but the mascot itself, and I guess in its uses are part of the.
I'll put that up there again for anybody in the athletic department who's watching. Hey, look at this. Look, $50. Oh, look. See, Kenya using that in that business degree. She'd already got it figured out for you. That money can go right into the golf program. Come on, FAMU Athletics. Let's go.
I like it.
Oh, man. All right, Coach, I want to give you the last word. Kind of, man, it's been a great year. It's a great way to end the season. So I just want to give you the last word and opportunity.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna miss these guys that are graduating, the leadership. But it was a heck of a ride to get to where we were. Like I said, we've been chasing this thing for 24 years. We were close many, many times. We've had some individual winners. We just couldn't get the team through, and to do it in the fashion we did too was what was fun. I have this superstition that I started years ago. We have live scoring. I never watch live scoring. I never know what's going on till the end. Obviously, the guys are talking there, and I know we're up. But my whole thing with them was to keep them humble. That it's golf, that can go away really quick. But I just enjoyed, the team that we had and the closeness of the guys, and just watching them fight for each other, and then we get to send them off with some great memories. And look, as much as I'm reminiscing still about it, I know they are, and that's what makes the year so much fun.
All right. Well, again, Coach, thank you for again creating some great memories, adding another national title to the trophy case, and I got to add when I do the summer reboot of the intro, I got to add the championship photo of you guys into the mix, so we get you guys. We had you in there previously, but then that was a different conference. But see, now I can put golf back in the mix now. We put champions in the intro, so I'll make sure to update.
It was great to hear too. I think that somebody said today, and they think this is the first time we've had 2 national championships at the same time. So that's
at the same time, yeah.
So that says a lot.
We might get 3 if we keep rolling the way we roll. We might get 3. So I mean, it a banner year for FAMU Athletics. You guys added to that. So congratulations to all the FAMU golfers, all of you guys. Congratulations, Marcus. We enjoyed having Patrick on the show when we had him earlier in the year. So it's a great pleasure. And so again, just reminding everybody, make sure you guys donate again. Rattler Athletic Fund. The code is 0013. At least we think it is. That's what Coach thinks it is. And then, but if not, there's the link. I know that link goes right to the web page. You can donate to men's golf. $24 minimum. $24 representing the 24 years it's been since we last won a national title. Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
And
please give to golf, give to athletics. We need y'all's help.
Amen. Well said, Coach. All right, take care. Have a good night, Sam.
Thank y'all.
All right,
Coach.
All right, again, Coach Mike Rice, always a pleasure. Quick update here before we go to a break and come back with Curtis Johnson. We are in the top of the 6th inning. Let's see where we were. We were 4-1. We gave up a run. I think it was a home run that we gave up in the top of the 5th.
It was.
We are now. What's that?
Yeah,
there was a home run.
Okay, yeah.
We had opportunities to add on and didn't. So hope it didn't come back to hurt us.
Yeah. So we just got to keep going. Caleb's still on the mound, right?
Yes.
Caleb's still on the mound. Okay, good deal. So, that point is upcoming. Usually when you get into about the 7th inning or so, we're in the 6th now. So we kind of see if Caleb can get through the 6th before we start going to the bullpen. So, we need more runs. I'm right there with you, Marcus. Okay, let's go ahead and take a short break. Come back. Our National Alumni Association president, Curtis Johnson, is going to join us, and we'll talk to him and find out how plans are progressing for the National Alumni Convention and what things are in store for athletics from our great Alumni Association. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
I'm returning to Clinton Paris, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Paris, we take the pain out of being hurt.
Since 2002, Empowerment Resources, Inc., a nonprofit organization, has empowered more than 1,500 youth and adults in Duval and surrounding counties. Through its programs, Journey into Womanhood, Girls Mentoring, Life Skills for Teens, and Parenting Education Coaching. To get involved with programs, volunteer, or donate, visit www.empowermentresourcesinc.org. Follow us on social media, facebook.com/empowerment.resources and instagram.com/empowermentJAX.
Welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone right here on the Black College Sports Network. And it's a pleasure to be joined by our National Alumni Association president, none other than Mr. Curtis Johnson, Jr. How you doing, sir?
I am doing well. I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We hear you loud and clear.
Well, that's good. It's good to be heard, and it's good to be seen. And, you know, a lot is going on in Rattler Nation, and it's just always great to
Let me see. Did I lose my connection? Hello? Am I still there? Am I still there?
I'm here.
All right. Okay. I got lost in the shuffle. Okay. So first nature of the business. Let's get into talking about Alumni Association. The convention is upcoming in Tampa next weekend. What's the latest? What can we expect?
Well, we expect a dynamic, impactful convention. We are busting at the seams right now. We've got 350 plus registered people to be in Tampa, which is a very outstanding number. We've got a great weekend of great activities, some fun stuff. We're going to raise some money for FAMU and our scholarship programs. We're going to recognize distinguished alumni. And we're just going to network and love on Rattlers. And that's what we do at these conventions. And by the way, we'll handle some of the business of the NAA too, because we do have to, you know, do some of that stuff that some people don't, you know, care for. We got to pass the budget and, you know, argue about a few bylaw changes and try to come up to, you know, where we are now and adjust for the times, that kind of stuff. So that's where we are. But we're excited. We're in the final throes of finalizing things right now. So we're, you know, real busy here on my end, making sure that we dot all the I's, cross all the T's, and get ready to welcome people into Tampa starting on Thursday. But we do have activities starting as early as Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
go ahead, Kelvin.
Yeah, so talk about the different events that are going on, you know, and what is the purpose of the alumni convention?
Okay.
Give us the history of it.
Yeah. So the history of it is that the convention really is a place for us to come together. It started as like an annual meeting, and it's our time to come together as alum, and it moves across the different country, across the country, different regions, etc. And it really comes in to do a national program where we sit down and we have to, you know, pass our budget. So that's up for that. We also conduct a business. And we come together on a yearly basis to raise monies as our national day of fundraising. And so this is our time to say, hey, if you're going to donate, and you can donate to any program whatsoever at Florida University, come join us and be a part of what we're going to do to pull this together. And so last year in Schaumburg, Illinois, we raised about $387,000. Our goal this year is $450,000. That will be raised, and that could be if alums were part of the Marching 100 and they wanted some of their funds to go there. If they were obviously played football or any sport whatsoever, they can, you know, we can make sure those funds get there. And so we have our day of raising these funds. That will be Saturday morning. This year, we're honored to have the Honorable Darryl Parks, who will be our speaker for the fundraising breakfast. And so that's really a big day there for us because we'll be telecasting, we'll be broadcasting live and going live. And so you can sit in the comfort of your home and pull up the QR code, and that day just decide you want to give whatever it is, even if you want to give to the golf team. And I heard that segment before, right? If you want to give on that Saturday, you can give through the NAA to the golf team, and we will make sure the golf team program will get their monies there. And so we're excited about that. But I can tell you one of the things that's a little different about this year's convention is that we have all of the DSOs coming together. So the other DSO that's on campus there, the boosters, will be a part of the convention. The Board of Trustees will actually be meeting at the same time, as well as the foundation. And so that Wednesday afternoon from 1 to 5, and this will be a meeting that you can watch on Zoom. It will be telecast. We are basically going to sit down and have a great conversation led by the chair of the Board of Trustees. And a lot of it will be around the strategic planning and us really kind of making sure all of our efforts are aligned strategically and focused for the betterment of Florida A&M University. And so this is the first time that we've actually had the foundation, industry cluster, the Board of Trustees, obviously the FAMU National Alumni Association, the boosters. I hope I didn't leave out anybody. I really don't. But everyone's welcome. And we're going to have a great conversation. And you know, it's really good because, you know, the alums that will be around on that Wednesday afternoon starting at 1 o'clock will actually get a chance to, you know, talk to Board of Trustees members. Maybe they don't get those opportunities too often, but they'll be there. And so we're excited about that. So that's kind of new and different. And while I will say too, what's also unique that Wednesday is that the local chapter there in Tampa, they're going to be recognizing some of their scholarship awardees. And so we're going to get a chance as a university to support the local chapter as they recognize their scholarship awardees and young people coming into FAMU. So Wednesday will be one of those days that you'll hear a lot coming out of that. But the convention officially kicks off on Thursday at 10 o'clock. So we will gavel in the convention. We will do the work of the National Alumni Association. We will, those chapter, the officers of the National Alumni Association will make their annual reports that they have to give. And so we have those aspects we cover. Like I said, we'll raise some monies. We will recognize distinguished alumni. So that was actually, we have 21 people that are distinguished alums that submitted an application, was vetted through that committee, and there are different levels. So there's rattlers in government, there are rattlers in entertainment, rattlers in philanthropy. So we have these different categories. And so we have 21 distinguished alums that will go into that honor on Saturday night. So that's a black tie affair. And again, these funds that we raise from these types of events all fund two of our programs. One is our National Scholarship Program, which all of the young people at Florida can apply for, as well as freshmen, as well as our Save Our Student, which is the one that's commonly, you know, we have young people that need $1,000 or $500 or $2,000, you know, because they need to register for that next class and they don't have it. And so we're able to kind of assist with that to keep our young people on track. So that's just some of the stuff. You know, we've got a lot of other fun stuff. Opening night ceremony is Thursday night in Tampa. It's free and open to the public. We're going to be at a great place called Armature Works, which is on the Tampa Bay, and just come out and network with rattlers. You know, we're gonna have a great atmosphere. That's the one event that won't cost you any money to pay to be there. But I will tell you, late breaking, that Coach Cozy will be there.
Okay.
And, he's bringing the championship trophies.
Oh, wow.
And so if you want to get your picture taken with that trophy, it's going to cost you a little donation. Now, it's not that, you know, I'll just let you get the trophies and be up there with that, right? You know,
right.
you can fill that part out and help Coach or help us raise money so Coach Cozy and get in there and get your smile on and hold the trophy. But yeah, we got that on Thursday night at Armature Works. So we want everybody from St. Pete, Clearwater, Tampa, wherever surrounding areas, just meet us at Armature Works on Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. It's an indoor-outdoor event. We got a beautiful area there, and you'll probably see a lot of pictures from that. But we just want people to join us there Thursday night, and you know, we're going to recognize some of our celebrity guests that will be there, and we'll cut the ribbon officially opening that. But it's just a great party, and the ones and twos will be run by none other than DJ Demp. DJ Demp is our newest associate member of the National Alumni Association. And, you know, just bringing him aboard, a lot of people didn't realize that you don't have to graduate from FAMU to be a part of the National Alumni Association. And DJ Demp is a renowned DJ who has honed his craft. and he wanted to be a part. And so he didn't know that, but when we had that great conversation, he said, sign me up, and we did. And so he is an associate member of the FAMU National Alumni Association, and he'll be there with his pen on, and he'll be spinning on the 1s and 2s on Thursday. And I just want to have everybody come out. So what other questions? I got more I can do, but I think we need to break this up.
Yeah. Well, I know. Hey, I know. Dimp got me through a few days, a few nights, my undergrad days. So I love Dimp. It's all good. It's all good. Marcus, what question do you have?
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Johnson. I guess the question that I have is, we've had a successful year at FAMU across multiple venues, but we've had some challenges as well. So I wanted to ask, what venues or opportunities will there be at the NAA Convention to address some of those challenges, or to come up with viable solutions, or at least have the discussion, so that if there's any alumni who need to express concerns and would like to have input towards a solution, where would that happen and how would that happen?
Great question. Thank you for asking, Marcus. So our athletic director, Ms. Tiffany Dawn Sykes, will be there. We have a breakfast with her on Friday morning. And so she will get a chance to come in and lay out her vision plan, et cetera, for athletics, et cetera. That would be a great opportunity. And of course, there's a cost to that. That's a breakfast, right? So that's a part of our convention. It's an a la carte, so meaning that you can buy just that ticket if you just want to come to the breakfast and be a part of that. So that's one great avenue. We will hear from the president of the university. He'll be addressing the general body of the convention, and so that's another great opportunity to hear the latest from him. I'm sure he'll be giving us some updates as to where we are with the campus, etc. And as I've stated, the board of trustees will be a part of this weekend, so they'll be around. And so just the sheer ability to network with rattlers and have maybe a one-off conversation, or maybe get some clarity on some things, just being in that environment will allow for you to ask some of those questions. Obviously, we're going to take questions in some of these forums that we do. Like I said, there's an athletic breakfast update on that Friday morning. So our VP and AD Sykes will be there to do that. The president will be addressing the general body. And then, I think those are two wonderful forums. I'm also going to give a state of the national alumni. So I'm going to update the national alumni where we are, our vision and my vision for moving the organization forward, and what we have accomplished and what we have to do even more, and what our needs are. And so I'll give an official state of the NAA, doing my President Awards luncheon, which will be on Friday. And then I will also recognize those NAA members as well as officers who have really done the work. And so we recognize that at different levels. And so those awards and recognitions will come out during that lunch. And I will venture to say some people will be surprised as to we've been keeping an eye on, because I watch all year long as to who's doing what. And we recognize that. I take the opportunity to recognize that, because the one thing I'll say is, and I want this to be real clear, and I'm going to really highlight this, is the National Alumni Association is a very successful organization. We are a 501c3 organization that has 0 employees. There's nobody on the payroll for the National Alumni. We get a tremendous amount of work done by volunteers, people that work 9-to-5 jobs or 9-to-whatever jobs, and they still have raised their hands to be a part, to say, sign me up. I want to go an extra mile or two for FAMU. And they do that. And so when you think about a professional organization like we are, and the amount of work that we do, it can be mind-blowing, right? And unfortunately, life gets in the way sometimes, and people have to step aside. But it's truly a professional organization. We're very successful, and we want to do even more. So, great question.
I want to come back to the DSOs coming together. From an athletics perspective, I know we have talked about, because of the finances of college athletics, it has I mean, every year, every semester, it feels like there's a change, with just college athletics. Just 2 years ago, we weren't talking about NILs and things like that, and we've seen its impact. We've been talking about TV rights and finances, and our athletic budget, and there's so many things that are happening. The fundraising, and so it is part of the goal of bringing all of these DSOs together. It is the hope and message that being able to tell and give Rattler Nation a clear vision, almost to say, I've used the analogy of, if I had $100 every month, how would I spend $100? I'd probably get to give a portion to maybe an NIL collective. I'd have to give a portion to this fund. I'd have to give a portion to this, because they all need, but I just don't know where to spend my money.
Right.
And the one thing I keep going back to is when we had our day of giving, and especially for athletics, there were so many. I mean, you want to give to every athletic team, but all 14 of them had something. And so we got like 14 messages. And by the end of the day, after 1,887 minutes, I was like, I don't know who to give to. I mean, I gave to a couple, but so is that kind of the focus and goal of this group and this meeting, of being able to come together of our DSOs and give this clear vision?
I don't know if we're going to quite hit that point. I echo everything you've said, right? And I think that eventually we will get there. I don't think that's quite the focus here. We're focused on the strategic plan of the university and aligning with that and those key metrics. I think, this type of networking, though, I think is going to lend itself that these sidebar conversations are going to begin to really surface what you've just stated, right? I think we got to get some real clarity, even the Rattler Nation, to understand that you have two DSOs. So you have the NAA, we're 501c3. You have the boosters, they're 501c3. We have to stay in our lane with what we can and cannot do, right? So I raise money for scholarships for all people at Florida A&M University, students, right? And so we try to stay in our lane to do that, although we get asked, and we do support athletics. So if they want to give to us, then we'll get that money direct to that department. We absolutely will. The other 501c3 is the boosters, right? So they raise money for all of the athletic programs at Florida A&M University. And so it's important that, I think what we have to do is get our messages clear, what lane we're in, right? And making sure that if the boosters are driving for all the athletics, then people need to understand that's why they need to join the boosters. And I'm a member of the boosters. I realized that, right? I said, okay, I'm going to join the boosters. I'm lead by example. So I'm a member there. And I'm also a member of the National Alumni Association. And then I think at some point we're going to have a great conversation of how do we take that $100 and make sure it goes to all of the different pathways that you just described. I think that's what good looks like. And I think that's what we have to get at Florida University. Now, this NIL collective, will there be conversation? Anytime you get Rattlers together and they're in the hospitality suite or they're just sitting around at lunch, they're going to have some conversations. And that's what I think this environment will bring out, right? But that's not a lane that we're going to be able to be in, because that's a totally different financial component that we can't, as a 501c3, get into that and endorse that and put monies. But if I want to give my personal money to an NIL collective that's been organized and formalized to support athletes at FAMU, I can do that. And I think that everything I'm hearing, there've been some conversations out there of some groups coming together pretty quickly. I was just on one Sunday, and they're forming pretty quickly here to get an NIL collective going. So will it be a part of some of the conversations? Probably. I'm sure the athletic director may bring it up during her presentation as to maybe some of the vision and needs. So that's a long way around to say that, yes, we need to have that conversation, but we need to get it organized. We need to get it up. We need to explain people what it is and what you can and cannot do. And then what's the difference between the other organizations that are out here, like the NAA and the boosters.
Good point. Appreciate that. Let me, one of the questions that came up from Jimmy Mack in the chats asking about the plan for the funds that were raised to supplement coaches' salaries back at the beginning of the year. Has that been formally finalized? What any updates you want to provide?
Sure. So thank you, Jimmy, for the question. He's only about 8-9 miles from my house, so I'm gonna go down there and ring his doorbell at midnight just to ask me this question. But anyway, yeah. So as we fulfilled our commitment, remember we were raising $25,000 for 3 years for the coaches' compensation. So the letter went out to the AD as well as the Coach Cozy that in the new fiscal year starting here July 1, right? The NAA has already funded our $25,000. So that basically lets the coach and the AD know that if you're trying to hire assistants or grad assistants or coaches or have a bonus pool for coaches, whatever it is, when it comes to the football coaches compensation, the NAA stands ready to give you $25,000 towards that, right? And so that was our commitment. And so that will happen each year in succession for 3 years. And so that $75,000 has already been put in that account. It's sitting over there. All we need is something from Coach Cozy to say, hey, here are the 3 coaches I want to hire. Blank, I don't need to know how much you're paying, but here's what we're going to use your $25,000 for. We'll make sure that funding is transferred and that money will go over to the coach. So they've been informed of that. Now, there were some excess monies over and above because we really outperformed. We are still in possession of that money, right? It's about $60-some thousand per se. And so I've tasked my team to have that conversation with Rattler Nation as to, hey, we've got additional funds. Maybe there's some programs. Maybe Coach Cozy comes to us with something that they really need. I'm going to take the pulse of the people that gave that money to give us some feedback as to how you want us to use the money. Because what I told you I was going to use the money for, we've already funded. That part is taken care of. So for 3 years, you can count on $25 each year, $25,000, each year from the NAA to do that. So coaches, bonuses, whatever you need money for, we got that. We did that part. This other money, I need to hear from Rattler Nation, and you're going to hear from us soon after the convention to have that kind of town hall to say, hey, what do you think? You gave money. We're aware of this, we're aware of that. And as long as we get a good sentiment, we will do it the pleasure of that point, particularly those people that gave. So hopefully that answers your question.
Appreciate the update. Yeah, you can go down there and knock on Jimmy's
I'm gonna knock on Jimmy's door down here.
Hey,
Hey, man,
Kelvin, Marcus, any final questions for Mr. Johnson?
I do have a question.
Yeah, Kelvin.
And I'm trying to phrase it.
Okay.
So on this show, on O&G StrikeZone, we have difficult conversations.
Sure.
All the time. And I know in Rattler Nation, there's difficult conversations. There's a lot of leadership that's going to be in the same place at the same time. With the foundation board, your board, the board of trustees, etc.
Sure.
And with all those people in person for the most part, look like there would be a more than just the networking side. And I know I hear you loud and clear about staying in the lane and so forth. But there's a lot going on with the university, right?
Absolutely.
We had this donation thing that happened. There's some other things we've been wanting to see a capital campaign. I affiliated specifically capital campaign personally, but some other things that we think would serve the university well, and those discussions don't seem to be happening formally within the structure of our DSOs nor our administration. And I know for me that's a frustration point.
Okay.
That we have these communications all the time, putting these ideas out there, put them in writing. And there's actually documents out there, and it seems to not get into penetration. Does the NAA have a role, in your opinion, in pushing some of that? And is there a will to push some of that?
So we don't have a problem, and I certainly don't have a problem having tough conversations. But what I will tell you is that, and this is all public, right? So you've been on the foundation calls, you've seen that. I'm on the foundation board representing the national alumni there. I spoke at the last Board of Trustees meeting, giving an update from the National Alumni Association. And so I think where we are right now, in my opinion, and where we are is, we've had a change in the leadership of the foundation. And so you have an interim just filling in to make sure we can stay afloat and move money around how we need to, because we pay bills through there, right? So I think that where we're looking to get a more permanent interim person and then subsequently find a vice president of institutional development, etc., which is the head of the foundation. That's a process, right? And we've got to find that. And I think that's going to, in a certain way, it's going to attract and force that conversation that you're talking about, right? Because, we were certainly moving along to launch a capital campaign, right? And we still may be, right? So when we get in our meeting, we're going to probably figure out an update of where are we, right? Because we contracted with the company. They were doing their due diligence and feasibility and kind of seeing what's out here, and was going to come back and say, hey, yeah, we think we can go forth with blank amount for a capital campaign, right? We were literally into that. So, this happened, you throw a lot of sand in the gears are grinding now. And so we, as a foundation, we'll get a chance to start that conversation and figure out where exactly we are on launching a campaign. We've got to find a person to run our foundation, right? Executive director there. And then the Board of Trustees in their last meeting needed, and they've going to task, I guess, a outside firm to really understand what happened here. So that, the things that I talked about is, we want transparency. I've heard real loud and clear from Rattler Nation. They want transparency to understand. So we're going to provide transparency. We have to investigate so that we all understand, because I can tell you, I was sitting next to the guy, right? And was there, but I had no idea until everybody else saw it. And so, but there were things that led up to that I'm not privy of, and a lot of the trustees aren't privy of, as well as foundation. So we have to get facts of what's what. And then that leads to the accountability piece, right? As to who knew what, who did what, who had the authority, didn't have the authority, whatever that is. And so that makes for tough conversations at that point. And so I hear you loud and clear. My hope and prayer is that we can move this pretty quickly. I don't want to personally be lingering on this as I'm getting ready to get excited for Rattler football, because I'm gonna tell y'all right here, right now, this is another breaking, is that right after I come after this convention, we're going to release the room blocks we have and release all the stuff we have been working on to get ready for football. And, we got all that stuff going on. That's just stuff we're doing. But, I'm going to be excited about football and getting into the fall. And I don't want to go in with this hanging over my head like a bad hangover with this. I want to, figure out where we're going, get this done, get some answers, and let's get back on track here of running it back. And we need that kind of positive momentum and juju, as they would say.
Yes.
So I hear you, Kelvin. I think we'll have maybe further clarity as to, because they were tasked with doing certain things at the Board of Trustees. So we probably get an update as to, okay, have you identified a firm? Where are we? Those things have been happening behind the scenes.
Right.
But I hear you, and I hear Rattler Nation, and thank you for allowing me to speak on it. But we're at the table. We're going to have the conversations, and we're going to be transparent to bring the Rattlers along with us.
Fair enough. Thank you for that answer.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
No problem.
Go ahead.
I would like to just highlight maybe one other thing about the convention, that on that Friday night, we're going to have we've got a cruise around Tampa Bay on this Starship, yacht Starship. And it's just going to be a great time. DJ Demp's going to be on there again with us. And it's a dinner cruise. And so we're going to get to see the sunset in Tampa Bay. We're going to cruise. We're going to dance. We're going to party as Rattlers on that Friday night. And then, like I said, we're going to wake up first thing Saturday morning. We're going to raise $450,000 for Florida in that weekend. And then we're going to recognize our distinguished alums. And then also, we'll take pause on Saturday to also do a couple things significantly. We're going to recognize our fallen Rattlers, so the Rattlers that we've lost. And so as those names begin to come in and we get those names in, we'll recognize them. And the Tampa chapter is doing something kind of unique. We're going to have a health fair on that Saturday. And we've got some dynamic people talking about disparities in our community when it comes to comorbidities of disease, diabetes, and high blood pressure, and all the complications it causes. And so we're going to have the panel of experts to come in, and that's free to the public. Anybody can come to the hotel and be a part of that. So we're gonna really kind of educate ourselves and educate the public on this. And then, of course, we're going to have all kind of vendors there at the hotel selling all kind of wares and gear and Rattler gear. And so we want to support them, too, because they paid a price to be there. And we want to support them and all the great stuff they're going to be selling. So the convention is we've officially closed the registration. But if you do want to on-site register, we will open that back up. It will be at a higher price, $450. But you can register on-site at the convention, or you can buy an individual ticket for the breakfast, the DAA gala, as well as the fundraising breakfast. So those are 3 tickets that we will be selling individually on-site, so if people want to come and be a part.
And what's the hotel again? Because it sounds like the hotel is going to be hopping. That's going to be the spot to be. That's going to be the spot to be.
We're at the Grand Hyatt right next to the airport there on the bay, on the water. And so we have got some great hospitality set there. We've got the hospitality room set, and we've got some great views from the very top floor of that hotel. And it's just going to be the place to come through for the weekend and see the Rattlers and sit down and network. And let's have these good conversations. I'm excited about some of the people that have approached about this NIL stuff. I don't know much about it. I'm learning too. But there's some people out here who've put some real energy into it. And I think we're going to be pretty close to maybe launching something pretty soon, we hope, that will help us be competitive when it comes to our athletes and making sure that we take care of our own and provide for them.
Well said. Well said. All right. That's next weekend. Actually, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So next Wednesday, it all begins. I'm looking forward. All my Orlando area people, we're gonna come over. I'm coming over from Orlando. I gotta come.
Come on over. Come on over. Come on over.
Right.
Hey, any spades or bids is gonna be going on in the hospitality.
Hey, always spade, bid with,
Bring your team. Bring your team. Bring your team. Who's your partner there, Curtis? Who's your partner?
I fix the cocktails. I'm just the one that serves the cocktails, everybody. I don't get involved in that. I talk too much trash, so I just make sure everybody else is comfortable. They got what they need, and then I get to pick on those that lose, and they come join me in the corner, right? So that's my way of saying that I'm not a card player, but I support the efforts, and I just can't say enough for the team that really worked really hard to put this together. I mean, when you think about the NAA and what we do and our operating budget, we do a lot and with people who have full-time jobs. It amazes me the amount that we get done. And so we're going to tell that story so people really understand. And by the way, nominations will be open for the officers for the NAA. I've coming up on my 3rd year. And so those nominations for all 9 officers will be open. We will take those nominations at this convention, and then you'll see a year of, I guess, campaigning, and then we will vote the next year and vote a new slate of officers in to serve the National Alumni Association.
Two more things, Curtis.
Yeah, come on.
The convention website, what is it? And then also explain membership in terms of because I know membership is expiring when you got to renew.
Thank you. That's right. So we run our fiscal year ends on June 30th. So July 1 is the new fiscal year for the National Alumni. So if you're a life member, you just pay your local dues. and your region dues if you have them. And some people that's $50 or $60 or whatever it is because you've made your lifetime commitment. So July 1, it's time to renew. And as they say, let's get new for the 24-25 fiscal year of the National Alumni Association. And if you're not a life member, then you pay, your national dues and your local chapter dues. And that could be anywhere from about 130, maybe 150, just according on where you are and where your local chapter dues and region dues are. So that's coming up. You can find out more about the convention at www.famualumniconvention.com. That's famualumniconvention.com. The information is there. You can also go to famunaa.org, and that's our page. And on the very front there, you can see everything you need to see and click on it. It'll take you obviously to the convention website. But yeah, thank you for that. Because that's very important, because as we get ready to go into an election cycle, you have to be financial at the national, regional, local level to cast a ballot. And thank you for that, because that's really important that you begin to line yourself up as we announce who these officers are and you want to exercise your right to vote. So that's very, very, very important. And you'll hear those nominations come out. And then we will have an election and we will go from there.
All right. FAMUAlumniConvention.com. Make sure to check the site out. All the information you need for the National Alumni Convention coming up beginning next Wednesday in Tampa, Florida. Beautiful Tampa, Florida.
Beautiful Tampa. As they say, Tampa, right? Tampa is going to be orange and green. We're going to paint the city orange and green. It's just going to be a good time there. We've got transportation to pick people up from the airport. We're going to move them around different spots. They just get there and get on the buses and go where they need to go and just have some good old-fashioned rattle of fun and bring your checkbooks.
Right. Jimmy Mack jumped in and said, you better hurry up and become a life member. There's some, what did he say? He believes there might be an increase coming. So you better don't wait. Become a life member now. We talked
about it earlier. That's some of the business that we have to do. So that's a bylaw thing that we're looking at increasing. I mean, we've been at this rate for a very long time. And as you know, the cost of things have just gone up, right? And just for us to have a little bit more, we're going to have to increase our price for our life membership. And it's warranted. I mean, I think, and I look at other HBCUs, I know I was talking to somebody from another institution and, they're paying twice as what we're paying right now. And he was like, all I got was a card when I did that. And I'm like, I'm giving you a plaque, I'm giving you a lapel pin and a card. And I'm like, I need a little bit more because that plaque now is costing me quite a bit of money to produce. So thank you guys and all the best.
Hey, I don't know if you want to go into any spoilers for the future though. You
got to wait till the convention. We make that announcement at the end of the convention.
I figured that's what you were going to say. So there you go, Will. Got to wait till the end of the convention to find out where 2025 will be. Exactly.
All right. But I'll be honest with you now. That's one of the bylaw changes is that I'm actually trying, and if I got a second here, I'm trying to move the convention to every other year. Right. Okay. And the reason for that is, number one, it gives us a lot more time to plan a really big convention and get even bigger, because even this year I added some stuff that we're not doing. I got a whole professional track that if you just want to come and learn about 8A certification, or you want to learn a little bit more about some opportunities as an entrepreneur, or you're looking for another gig, we've got a professional development track that allows for people just to come and register for that. And that's only $100, right? So I'm trying to make this a real convention where you come and you get what you want and do the Rattler business for that. And so if I move it to every other year, we get a little more time. But then in that off year, I can really work on growing my regions back, right? So every region at that point will have a region convention. And so I got regions right now that's kind of challenged, and I need to get these regions back up and running and getting regional conventions going in the off year.
All right. Wow. Thank
it's
you.
A lot.
Yeah,
it's a lot, man. Appreciate all your service, and I mean, you're one of those people
absolutely.
that we see the ads, we promote, we know you're working, you got a full time, and you do all of this and all that you give, and so for you and all the other members of the board and the people who serve, and we do all of this for Mother FAMU.
That's right.
All of this. So it's all for FAMU. We don't always have to agree, but there's love behind it. And so that's what never gets lost. And so that's why I love these conventions. So despite whatever's going on, Rattlers, it's got to come together in Tampa. And remember, it's all for FAMU.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Curtis.
All right.
Be well. In Tampa. Right. We'll see you in Tampa. All right. Good to have the president of the NAA, Curtis Johnson, joining us. All right, folks. So live updates, man. We are in a battle right now. The sixth inning. Wow. All kinds of things happening in the sixth inning. Well, let's see. We got we gave up 2 in the sixth, top of the sixth inning.
Error, dropped the pop fly, shortstop.
Yeah. Then we came back and answered with our own run in the bottom of the sixth inning, and then turned around and gave it right back, that lead right back up in the top of the seventh. And now we go into the we didn't score in the bottom of the seventh, and now we're in the top of the eighth, score tied up. I'll tell you guys, I mean, I'm not surprised at this. And here's why. The one thing I was worried about, and I think I said this to Drew on Sunday night. If the Southern team that beat the defending national champs, LSU, in their field, if that team shows up, we in for a battle. Because I watched that LSU team beat a Georgia team that's pretty doggone good. So I'm like, okay, Southern, don't sleep on them being a 4 seed in the West. Like, we got a battle.
Well, I don't think anybody thought it was going to be a pushover. I mean, we just got to have one more run than the other team.
Yeah. Well, Southern is that Southern. Many, I keep hearing from the SWAC veterans. Southern is like the Texas Southern of basketball. Is their tournament, and that's how they go into this thing feeling. They go into this feeling like, yeah, last year we may have let y'all Florida teams get to the championship game, but just know that this thing is ours. And so there's a lot of pride in Southern baseball when it comes to the SWAC tournament.
Ain't nobody care about Southern. It's the O&G zone. I know you were all the time, so I had to bother you.
I know. Okay. Again, just some of the SWAC awards that came out earlier this week, just a couple of days ago. Caleb Granger, Pitcher of the Year. Of course, Caleb started today. I don't think he's still in. Nope, he is not.
No, they replaced him in the 6th.
Okay. Coach of the Year, co-coach of the year. Do you guys recall who was Coach Simmons? Was there a co-coach of the year in football?
No.
Okay.
Co-coach of the year makes no sense.
So here's my theory about that, right? I think there's only 3 sports where there's divisions: football, softball, baseball. I don't think any other sport has divisions in the SWAC. Are you guys, can you agree? You agree or disagree with me on that?
Well, I mean, that may be why they doing
volleyball.
Volleyball has divisions?
I thought they did.
I thought it was all one.
I mean, we play across, but I think we still have
do clusters.
Oh, you might be right. Okay, so there is. So then, if you think back to who was the coach of the year in volleyball, where I was going with this is, I just feel like baseball and softball, they did these because hey, each coach won their division, but you
get a trophy. You get a trophy.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But unless you really have a dominating year, you know, you kind of split it up. So I don't know. That's just my theory.
Or, I mean, well, in baseball and maybe not baseball, I think in a preseason tournament or something, but in baseball and in softball, I don't know if we played across the division.
Yeah, that's yep, great point. Yep.
So they may be that way. And also we don't know. I mean, I guess it'd be very rare, but I guess the ADs or the SIDs vote on it, and if the points were tied or something like that.
That's what would have to happen, right? I mean, that you're telling me that 6 ADs and 6 coaches voted for each guy. That
I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing is what you just said. Either the point totals came out exactly the same, and that I find that hard to believe, from a statistical standpoint, but it's not impossible. Yeah. Or since we didn't play across divisions, they just,
which is why they need to have 1 or 2 media panelists to make sure it's odd numbers.
They do
to make sure it can't be a tie.
They could add. You're right. I agree. They could add 3 media panelists. That's a good idea. We're gonna keep harping on that.
Yeah.
3 media panelists. There are enough national media people that pay attention to all of the SWAC that I think would be great to have. I'm gonna nominate Dr. Kenyatta Cavill as one of them. Right there. He pays attention to all of the SWAC.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think him being one of those media people, and I think there's other people that are out there that cover all of the SWAC that I think could that could help filter through some of this coast stuff. But anyway, so along with that, the first team selections, the outside of Caleb, the only other Rattler who made the first team was Ty Jackson, outfielder. Interesting that Alabama State and Bethune each had 3 people on the first team. But then overall, because when we get to the second team here, we had 4 guys on the second team: Brody Popple, catcher; True Fontenot, second base; Adam Hadermota, and Jean-Michel Bastardo. That put us at a total of 7? 6. Wait a minute. 4. How many? 4, 6. So 6 was the most from any one school. And then, of course, Coach of the Year. So we ended up having the most players receive all conference awards, and in large part to the 4 guys in the second team. So look like somebody just who just struck out there.
I think it's Brody Popple.
No, It was 21.
21.
I think that was a pinch hitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm curious, did any of you guys see? We haven't seen Sebastian Greco. Is he
playing
hurt
today?
Oh, he is playing today. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah, he's at first base, but yes, he was sick. And held out the last 2 weeks, except for I think senior day. I think he did play. He had a couple of bats at least senior day, but outside of that, yeah, they've been holding him out.
Here's a look at the brackets so far. Again, these are 2 separate brackets. So they're 2 4-team brackets. So bracket A, as you can see, Bethune and Jackson State advanced with wins today. The Battle of Texas, a Texas team is going home tomorrow morning. Prairie View or Texas Southern. Again, Texas Southern was the 1 seed. So the winner of Bethune and Jackson State advances to Friday 3:00 game, where they will have to play somebody who will have 2 games. Somebody out of the elimination bracket. It'll either be Jackson State, Prairie View, or Texas Southern. So, it could end up being a rematch of one of Bethune's 2 games. So that's the A bracket. The B bracket, as it stands right now, Grambling State, the winner of this FAMU Southern game, is going to play Grambling State tomorrow night. Loser plays Alabama State at noon. Just remember, we played Grambling 3 times this season. 1, 2 of the 3. All 3 games were 1-run games. All 3 of them. So, you know, we may have to. Oh, there we got nice stolen base there.
Early. That was early in the season too.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
And I, since you threw it out there though, I think we're like 11 or 12-1 in the last 2-3 seasons against Grambling.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we've only lost like one or twice in the last 4 years. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, so there's your updated bracket. We'll kind of see how things go. And right now we got a runner in scoring position, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Big opportunity here. All right. Other related news and notes that you guys want to mention while we got anything that you want to mention?
Just that track is competing.
Michael
DeRozier finished, I think, 29th in the nation.
Yeah,
he's over with.
He needed to get to the top 24. He needed to be one of the top 24 to advance. Yeah.
So the ladies are all that's left who have opportunity to go to get advance past the East Regionals, but that's going on. And if we get to Sunday, if we make it to Sunday baseball, I will be making a special trip. I will be there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking to drive up on Friday myself. So
I got a graduation. I would too, but I got a graduation here away in Valdosta and a birthday party for my youngest. So
you got a lot of stuff going on, man.
It's a very busy weekend for me.
Man, I was trying to pull up the times for the track. If I can pull that story up, because there was a very good detailed story that told you the times of who was running when tomorrow. Okay, here it is. For the ladies. Okay, so Thursday we've got Nia Blocker and Rory Lowe running in the 100. That's at 7:00 Eastern. Caitlin Smith running the 400 hurdles at 8:20 Eastern. Then Nia Blocker comes back again to run the 200 at 8:45. Now, these are all first round heats. So assuming that, let me see, I don't know, you probably got to finish in the top half of the field to get to the quarterfinals, which are Saturday. Also on Saturday, that's when Brianna Brown Marshall will jump the high jump, 2:00 Eastern on Saturday. And so that's also the quarterfinals on Saturday. So again, you got to make it to the top 24. So I want to okay. So if I'm doing the math right, if you go from 48 to 36, so you got to finish probably in the top 36. Don't get me here. I'm gonna mess it up. But anyway, I just gave you the times there. So pay attention. HBCU track or at FAMU Athletics, they can keep you posted on that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the better route to go. Strike Tour was announced. The dates of the Strike Tour, they begin, surprisingly, they begin May 30th in Tampa, where guess what's going on? Alumni Convention. Shouldn't be a surprise, but anyway. They will be in D.C. June 29th through the 30th. So Northeast D.C. Rattlers, Great opportunity there. They will be in Jacksonville, July 8th. They will be in South Florida in Davie the next night, July 9th. And then the following week, they will be in Atlanta, July 17th. So 4 days. If you want to count Tampa, it's 5. I'm not going to include Tampa because come on, you're right there in the alumni convention. That's too easy. Surprised that Dallas is not on here.
Mm-hmm. Well, one thing I'll say about that is, and I mentioned this in a different forum, that since the NAAs goes all around the country, why not have a kickoff at the NAA at the start of the summer?
Yeah.
Because we seem to hit the same cities. And we hit the Texas cities, we hit Atlanta, we hit DC. But if the convention's moving around to cities that don't normally go, and I know folks I don't know how true it is, or somebody's mentioned how about doing it out in Vegas. That's opportunity, a territory we've never been in.
That was the name that was going to pop into my head, right?
Right. Sorry about that.
Uh-oh, hold on. Big swing.
We have motion. Did he go
all right.
Yeah.
Jalen Niles just came home and scored. The Rattlers have a 6-5 lead now.
Yep.
2 outs. Who was that? Who had that base hit?
Yep.
Who?
I think it was True Fontenot, number 7.
Yep, True Fontenot.
So
yes,
dropped
indeed.
A little blooper in the right field.
Into right field. Rattlers have regained the lead. Boy, I tell you what, this game. Whoa. True Fontenot. Good to see Jalen. Jalen Niles hadn't had the great hitting year like last year, but he's still out there playing a good shortstop.
Not great go either. Remember, he hit like 16 home runs last year.
Yeah. But I think more people have hit homers this year. Well, I know we're still second in the conference though in terms of homers. I think we hit 56 total. That's conference and non-conference. There's only somebody. Grambling might have hit 2 more.
Yeah. We're a good hitting team. We just hadn't had quite the power we had last year consistently.
Right.
We had 5 guys over 10 home runs, I believe, last year, or 6.
Yeah.
And most of them are back.
Mm-hmm. Any other news and notes you guys want to mention or bring up?
No, that was it. I'm gonna let Marcus got to go.
Yeah, hey, I get you. I get you. So I mean, we gotta get ready to shut it down. That's all right, Emmett. You can always catch the show in podcast form on the BCSN Pod Zone. Everywhere you listen to podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple. I love when Marcus gets excited because I think I'm behind Marcus. So let me see what happens here.
I am too.
The pitch to the plate. Whoa!
Yeah, that's long gone.
That's long gone. Oh! The left fielder didn't even move. He just watched that ball just go.
Hey, it wasn't no need to.
John Michael Bastardo.
We were just talking about the power of this team.
Hey,
there you go.
Run.
Some insurance.
Hey, exactly. Boom. Yes, indeed. Boy, that was a shot.
We three outs away now.
Hey, good contingent of Rattlers. Boom. Yes, indeed. Woo.
I mean, it's not over yet because, we like to make it exciting, but.
Yes, we do.
Rattlers go up 8-5. It always goes down to the bullpen pitching. The bullpen pitching, boy, it'll either sink you or it'll put you in the lead.
And it did both last year in the tournament for us.
It did. Sorry about that, Edwin. Tough one, buddy. Sorry about that. Yes, indeed, boy. He crushed that one.
That's the indoor practice field that he
hit. Yeah. Oh man, that was a beautiful shot. That's the first home run for us in this right? I believe so.
Yeah.
I I didn't see
Yeah,
the
I
first
think so.
inning, so I don't know how we scored, but
Ashton asked a question. Did we talk about that ABC without FAMU thing? What is he referring to? Anybody? What are you referring to, Ashton?
OBC.
Oh, OBC. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Orange Blossom Classic had their press conference the other day. Obviously Alabama State, North Carolina Central. I don't know if he is. I was watching it live. I don't know if, and I heard Vaughn talk about this, and I saw a very great post by Vaughn on Facebook, Vaughn Wilson, that Oliver Gilbert, who's the mayor of Miami Gardens and also a Rattler, had a chance to work with Oliver back in the day when we were undergrads. But anyway, he mentioned that obviously stating the obvious that the OBC is bigger than FAMU.
No,
and
no, that ain't what he said, right? He said,
well, I'm just that's the salacious quote that gets.
But yeah, I want to jump in here because a lot of people took it that way, and what he said was respectfully, we wish that FAMU was here.
I don't know if
we wish it was FAMU. That's what he started off.
No,
yeah, he did. We wish it. We wish we had FAMU, but the OBC has the go on, and it's bigger than just it has to be bigger than FAMU, and that's all he can say. They came to us. We said no.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the truth.
It is. It is the truth. It is, and I hope that it succeeds. I know
we need it to.
Major.
Yeah.
I think she does a great job. She has a great event, and I hope North Carolina Central and Alabama State alumni pack that thing. I hope the attendance is great. I hope it's fresh because a lot of factors. There's no game before it. It's a first time opportunity for those fans, and I hope it succeeds to the point that it kicks us in our collective rear to say we missed out on this money. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you leave your girlfriend for something better.
Yeah. Hey,
and your girlfriend shows up on the Instagram and you like, man, she looking good. Why I messed up? Yeah.
It's probably not gonna do well stand wise, to be honest. I mean, but we do need the game to be successful because we don't have many black owned and operated classics like that. And that actually got national audience with a TV contract with on a national platform. So it's important. And it goes back to something I said, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. And this is bigger than FAMU, but we gotta learn how to be good partners and how to build stuff.
Yeah.
Instead of always coming to the table saying, "Hey, we supposed to get this."
Give us because we FAMU.
Yeah. That ain't how business work.
We FAMU.
And well, that's true. If you FAMU, then for people who got skin in the game, then I guarantee you what you want if you sell 20, 30,000 tickets out of your ticket office. I mean, that's how you get to that number. If you want 1 million, that's how it's done.
Instead of giving them all away.
Yeah, that's how it's done. You have some skin in the game, then it makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Oh, for Mr. Campbell, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw some WNBA person asking for a weave endorsement or something like that. So I don't know if you saw it. I forgot who it was. I'm just throwing that out there because I saw him pop up.
Who are you talking?
Has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I saw a WNBA player asking somebody about a weave or something extension endorsement, and I thought of Mr. Campbell. I couldn't remember his.
You thought of I weave?
Yeah, I did, but I couldn't remember his Twitter handle, so I didn't send it. And I don't know if somebody already got to it.
Speaking of sponsorships, I will one last thing I did get from the virtual 220 Club luncheon that Vaughn co-hosted, and AD Sykes made an appearance. She mentioned that there have been some updates to the influencer site so that businesses that want to connect with student athletes, I mean, you can now, there's some updates to the influencer website. That's the Rattler Local Exchange, right? Rattler Local Exchange. Come on now, you know good and well if Caitlin Clark called up and said,
it was more. It was more. It's such an implicator, man.
I know.
But he's
Well,
funny,
that's because his team's down 3 runs, so that's all he can. That's all he can lean on right now. It's all good, Edwin. But no, the influencer website has been updated. So if you are a business owner, apparently now you can. There's some restrictions that have been fixed, updated according to AD Sykes earlier this afternoon. You can go to Rattler Local Exchange and register your company, get connected with FAMU athletes, and great example. Hey, if you have a tire shop and you want somebody to promote tires, yeah, you can do that. And so hopefully those of you Rattlers listening that have businesses can take advantage of that and, and go from there. So that's one way. That's one way how you connect and be a part of this NIL thing. The score is 8-5 right now. FAMU leading 8-5. We're in the top of the 9th inning. 3 outs away. The runner is on second base here. I know, Marcus, you may have to leave, but we're going to stay here until the end of the game and do the watch party with people, unless you got to jet off. I know. And then after the game ends, we're out. We're out. So, but Southern has a runner on second base. On the mound for FAMU is Cody Williams. Cody Williams, a right-hander. At the plate for Southern, I believe, is Logan Sanders for Southern. I missed who that runner is. I can go to play-by-play to kind of see who is on second base right now. All right. I gotta forgot. My stats and my TV are well ahead. So it looks like we got I'm not gonna give away what the pitch count is. Now, if Marcus jumps, that way you know what's happening, because Marcus is ahead of me and Kelvin. Again, the schedule, the winner of this game takes on Grambling tomorrow at 6 p.m. Of course, this game didn't start till 7:30, so we'll see. Well, I tell you what, this young man is staying alive, isn't he? Sanders.
Yeah, he's a cockroach. He won't die.
Ooh, big cut. Yeah, good Lord. Yeah, you won't go away. Uh-oh. The one thing I don't like about the stats thing. He walked him. All right. Well, tying run comes to the plate for Southern now. No outs for Cody Williams. Kyle Radcliffe for Southern is at the plate. He is 3 for 4 today. Yeah, that's not good.
He bringing in another pitcher.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Coach Shoup, call to the bullpen. He's seen enough.
I'm surprised he didn't bring Harrison out first.
Is that who's out on coming out now?
I'm just assuming because I hadn't seen his number yet, but that's typically who would probably come in this situation if healthy.
All right. Well, Marcus didn't say bye, but he left. All right. Ooh, Mr. Campbell dropping a little info there. He said word on the street, 92. So what? The AC was broke? Is it a product of the storm damage? Yeah, let's hope. I wonder how much of that is due to the storm damage and things of that nature. Seeing more of the photos and hearing Vaughn talk about some of the photos and some of the damage. Obviously, you're well aware of the damage around Tallahassee, man. It's like impressive what was able to get done to be able to have students on campus for on-campus classes, right? The campus is back open, right? They're doing.
Yes.
It
is open. And yes, that is Harrison who came in.
All right. Grant Harrison comes on the season. Let's see. Grant has a 2.49 ERA, 25.1 innings. Has a record of 1-2 with 2 saves. Has thrown 34 strikeouts this season.
Yeah, he kind of de facto has been until he got hurt. He didn't play like I think the last 2 weeks of the seasons, but he's kind of a de facto closer or short inning guy.
Yeah, Emmett, you didn't miss much. Just know there was really one inning that Jackson State just hammered. They just went to batting practice on Texas Southern. Scored 11 runs. I think it was the 7th inning. Yeah. Edwin's asking, you've watched Grant. How is Grant in these kind of situations?
Oh, Harrison?
Yeah.
I mean, he's experienced. He's a gamer. My only concern would be that, like I say, he didn't get a lot of work the last month of the season because he was out with some minor injuries, and I think it was more precautionary. But I'm comfortable with him in there.
It's taking him a minute to throw some strikes.
Yeah.
All right. Top of the 9th inning right now. Live watch party here. FAMU baseball in the top of the 9th inning, leading 8-5 over Southern. Southern has 2 runners on. Oh, Lord have mercy.
They're not trying to swing either.
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. I mean,
with the previous pitcher also.
Yeah, well, it's just like, you come in cold, and if you're not throwing strikes, come on.
It's tight. It's a tight strike zone though too.
Oh, is it a tight strike zone? That was
but
right on the knees.
But it has been consistent. It's been tight the whole game.
All right, don't make me kick you out of here, HBCU Man Talk. I'm going to put you out. All right, so the go-ahead run now is at the plate. FAMU again leading 8-5. Bases are loaded. No outs. Top of the 9th. We just need 3 outs to get out of this game and advance to the next round to play Grambling.
At this point, just give me a double play.
That's what you need. Double play. It can go anywhere. And don't have a pass ball or a wild pitch. Please, God. I hope someone else is warming up in the bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah, when you don't come in throwing strikes, yeah.
If you don't come in throwing strikes, bases loaded, you gotta. Oh my goodness, Edwin, you're trolling me right now. Ooh, hanging curve, 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, you're trying to make predictions, Edwin. That's what you do. Okay, you had me worried for a second. I'm like, huh?
Finally. He giving us some he loosening up that strike zone. Look like
he is.
He ready to go home now.
It is late. It is late. It's 10:30. They thought you'd be home about an hour ago.
Yeah, but I think he's ready to go now. He loosening up that strike zone.
All right, bases loaded. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
All right. That's 1.
Ooh, some high heat. Woo! Harrison throwing some smoke. I wonder what that was clocked at. I bet that had to be clocked in the 90s. He had him on the off-speed pitches, and he just came high, made him chase it. There you go. 1 out.
He threw it in the right place. Up 1-2.
He did. All right, here we go. 1 out. Bases are still loaded. Good double play in this ball game.
Double play. Let's go.
That's what we're calling for. Double play. First pitch. Curveball outside. Ball 1. My live stats are ahead of my TV, so it's like I get to kind of predict what's going to happen here.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, inside, right in the middle. Came inside. Ryan Olison is the batter at the plate for Southern. Grant Harrison on the mound for FAMU.
I will come with the same pitch. He just pitched another inside pitch, and he did.
Righty versus righty. Boom. There's a little off speed on that one, though. It was in the same spot, but it was a little off speed on that one, right?
Upstairs, make him chase it. Upstairs and downstairs, but make him chase.
Yeah, Edwin said they're calling everything. Yeah, the guy's trying to go home, Edwin. You didn't get that? He doesn't want this thing to go extra innings.
All right.
Way outside. Thought he caught him.
All
2
right,
balls, 2 strikes.
This could be a money pitch.
Oh,
I'm going
man.
back. I'm going back inside.
Double play opportunity. Harrison.
Damn, he spoiled a good pitch. That was a good pitch.
Boy, he did. Woo! Good thing you fouled that one off, boy. I'm going with some heat. I come right back out with some high heat.
High heat. I'm with you.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 9th. Grant Harrison.
There it is. Oh, did he? Oh, he got it.
Oh, he came right back. He did it. We called that.
He got it.
We called that one. High heat. All right, Rattlers.
Game.
1 out away. 1 out away. Of course, Southern, the tying run is on first. Go ahead run at the plate, and it's Dylan Jones. He is 0 for 4 today. 0 for 4 today. Grant Harrison already struck out 2 batters here in the 9th. 1 out away. I'm seeing a pattern here. You noticing a pattern here to these right-handed hitters?
What, outside?
Yeah. He's trying to paint the outside corner. I'm like, just come in and throw strikes. Jesus Christ. The last thing we need to do is walk a run in. Here's a guy who's 0 for 4. This guy should be getting nothing but strikes.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's bases loaded. Yeah.
Well, I know.
You played what he's done all year.
Edwin, Ricky Weeks is not walking through that door, buddy. I'm sorry. Ricky Weeks is not walking through that door.
All right, it's getting tight on him. Come on, Grant.
3-0 count here.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay. Oh my goodness.
Good throw at the knees.
Oh my goodness. Now you tell. He called that a strike. They called that a walk earlier. So I mean, I'm just like, okay. 3 balls, 1 strike is where we're at, unless you're watching it on live stats.
Yes, sir. Another good pitch.
There you go.
He ain't trying to swing. Give him one more. I don't think he's gonna move the bat.
What's worked for you the last two outs? High heat.
No. I go.
That's what he's coming with. 3 balls, 2 strikes. High heat. Right back at him.
This dude ain't trying to swing though. There you go. That's the pitch I wanted right there.
Oh, got him chasing. Got him chasing with some all-speed action. That was a curveball.
Yeah.
Got him chasing.
Great location, too.
Yeah. Grant Harrison. Great job. Strikes out the side in the top of the 9th inning to close this one for FAMU. What a pitch. Woo. Yeah. Got him chasing.
Money pitch.
Yeah.
That's why he was out there. He mentally tough.
Yeah.
He didn't have his best stuff, but he found a way.
Yes, sir. So FAMU gets a win 8-5, thanks in part to a 3-run bottom of the 8th inning, highlighted by the Jean-Michel Bastardo 2-run homer.
So the East is 3-1. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Cody Williams gets the win. Grant Harrison gets the save. Christian Davis of Southern gets the loss. Let's see.
So we get grumbling.
Let me see. How do they do the stats by? Anyway, I'll go to the box score. That's a better way of doing this.
So it's Southern and Alabama State tomorrow.
Southern and Alabama State tomorrow.
What time is that game?
That game is noon. So again, going to the bracket here. Okay, so there's the bracket look like. So for tomorrow, right, it'll be elimination game for Southern and Alabama State. They will play at noon. FAMU advances to play Grambling at 6 p.m. Same spot as today. Same spot as today. On the other side of the bracket again, that's what the other side of the bracket looks like. Bethune will play Jackson State early at 9 o'clock. No, excuse me. 9 o'clock game is Prairie View and Texas Southern.
I was going to say, I think the losers play first.
The losers play first. Yes, they should. And then the winners will play at 3. So Bethune gets some extra rest because that was the one advantage. Bethune goes from playing first at 9 a.m. to now they move into that coveted late afternoon spot, 3 p.m. So they get some extra rest. Both of those teams put up some hits. I mean, Bethune scored 16 runs. Jackson State scored 17.
Did Jackson State win the series against Bethune in the regular season? I thought it was like 4-2.
You know what?
One of them got rained out or something.
I'm going to tell you, I did all that research in a second. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see. Jackson State. Let's see. Bethune. Smack. Okay, Jackson State. Okay, Bethune won 3 of the 5 games.
So one got rained out, yeah.
Yeah, but so Bethune went 3-2 over Jackson State. That should be a pretty interesting game. Give me another matchup. What's another matchup?
Prairie View, Texas Southern.
Now that one, Texas Southern, they split 2-2 during the year. They did one of their series did not happen because of weather.
Mhm.
And I think they may have played early in the year at the either Cactus Jack. Yeah, I think they played early in the year in the Cactus Jack.
Texas
So he
Southern
went-
pitching looked so bad today. I don't know, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm predicting them to go,
I
go pitch.
think they what's the phrase they say? Two in toast or something like that. There's a common phrase. Two and done.
Mhm.
And then let me see if I can go find Alabama State and Southern. Let's see. That's an interesting matchup. They've played 4 times during the year and split, Alabama State and Southern. So that'll be an interesting game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, as I mentioned, the FAMU
We
and
own the G-Man. Hopefully.
We do.
Yeah.
I think over the last 4 years, ever since the start of
since we've been in the SWAC.
Well, but it started maybe the year before the Gar Herd. The Gar Herd was.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but the 4 years 3 or 4 years that we've been in the SWAC, we've only lost 2 times to Grambling. We're like 12-2 over the last 14 meetings. This past year, though, what I think is interesting is all 3 games were 1-run games. That's what's new. This was actually the best year Grambling has actually played us.
Right.
Because all 3 games were a 1-run game. So expect a tight game. Any idea who'll be pitching tomorrow? Who's usually our day 2 pitcher?
Well, Coach kind of misses it up tournament time. It may be Granger brother. If I had to guess. It's probably gonna be Granger brother, who's usually our Sunday starter, the number 3 starter. I think he's gonna save the number 2.
Potentially save him for.
And
Friday.
there's not much. And there's not much difference between the 2, to be honest.
Okay. All right. Final stats. FAMU scored 8 runs on 13 hits, 7 RBIs. Got on base 3 times on walks. They struck out 6 times. We left 8 runners on base. Had 3 stolen bases. True Fontenot was 4 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Bastardo, of course, he was 2 for 5, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Of course, the big 2-run homer. Ty Jackson was 2 for 3. He got on base with 2 walks. He scored twice. That's why Ty is one of the best in the SWAC. Brady Popple, he was 2 for 5 with 1 RBI. Sebastian Greco got a hit, 1 for 3. Joseph Perini in the DH got a hit, 1 for 4. And Jalen Niles got a hit at shortstop, 1 for 4 as well. Over on the other side, Southern, 5 runs on 12 hits, only 4 runs driven in. Got on base 3 times. They struck out 9. They left 9 runners on base.
They were very scrappy, though. They were scrappy.
Oh yeah.
Granger is a solid number 1, and they got some hits off him.
Yeah. No, I'm impressed. I really I thought this played out kind of like how I thought it might and what I worried about. This was the Southern team that played LSU well. Except maybe the pitching was a little bit better there at the end. But this was the Southern team that showed up. And so they showed up well. And I'm tell you what, Alabama State, they better come to play. Because again, they split during the season. That's going to be an intriguing matchup. Who's going home tomorrow? Who do you think's going home?
I'm gonna
Two
go with.
teams go home tomorrow.
I'm gonna go with the Southern schools.
Ooh.
If you got Southern in your name, you're going home.
So I'm gonna have to agree with you on the Texas Southern side of it. Oh man, I don't know, man.
Alabama State only put up 3 runs today, so I got to figure their bat's gonna come tomorrow. And I'm assuming Southern pitched their best pitcher today. So remember, Southern has been inconsistent all year. I just think that's gonna continue. So that's why I'm going with Alabama State.
All right. I'm gonna ride with you on the Southern tip. I see a few other people saying PV. Jeremiah says PV and Southern's going home tomorrow. Emmett says Texas Southern. Jeremiah says PV for sure. I don't know, man. I'm surprised PV played the way they did, to be honest with you. I'm a little that of all the results today, that shocked me. And because it's the first inning. Now, again, it sucks playing at 9 a.m., but you better get used to it. You should have been used to it, and now you better really be used to it. But I don't think they were.
But Bethune is capable. You know, they aren't that good of a hitting team now, but they are a good, solid hitting team, though.
Oh, but I'm saying the first inning, though, was walks. I mean, 2 runs scored on bases loaded walks.
Yeah.
And at that point, all it takes is somebody to come in and slap one, which they did in the left field. 2 runs come in. Then the next guy just rocked it. And it was like, okay, bases are clear. You're down 7-0. And it's like, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
No, it was over by then because they do play good defense and have solid pitching.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the PV result shocked me the most. I'm right there with you. And I don't think that was typical of PV, but again, if in order to get out of that bracket, they're gonna have to.
You got to come see the East. I mean, that's not a big secret.
3 of the 4 wins today belong to the East. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see again. There's your matchup again. Looking forward to it. We got an East matchup in the 3 o'clock afternoon game. That's gonna be a good one. And then the Alabama State Southern game is going to be a good one, I think. And so will the Grambling FAMU game. That's going to be a good game, too. So another good day of SWAC baseball coming up.
It depends on our bats.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. Appreciate everybody watching. And thank you again to Coach Mike Rice. Thank you to Curtis Johnson for joining us. Again, let me put up the infographic again. Rattler Athletic Fund, $24 is the amount. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go give my donation now. $24, 20 representing the 24 years that it's been since FAMU Golf won a national championship. So if you would, Rattlers, if you're watching us, wherever you're watching us, on Instagram Live, on X, Facebook, YouTube, go give to the Rattler Athletic Fund and go give to that men's golf account. And just type in the note, congratulations on the national title. And let's help this program continue to grow, continue to recruit champions, and, keep doing what they're doing. We got some great coach. I can't wait. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to, Kelvin. I mean, I am really looking forward to doing the summary of all of our coaches of the years, our players of the year. I'm telling you, the O&G awards are going to be tough as heck this year.
Gonna be tight.
And we're not doing that coach stuff either. We ain't doing I mean, we love all our coaches and student athletes, but it's gonna be fun to kind of
decisions.
Yeah. All right. Just as a reminder, tomorrow on the Black College Sports Network, the Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab will be live, I believe, from Atlanta. I don't know if I'll be on the show. I may be on that. I have to produce that tomorrow. So, no. Ooh, you know what? I got high school graduation tomorrow. Ooh. Oh, I got to figure that out. Okay, that's going to be a problem. Drew is going to be producing. AD Drew will be in the house. I have high school graduation at 6:30. I don't think I'm going to make it. I got to say bye to my seniors and go from there. But I'm going to be watching the commencement ceremony, and I'll be like this. if it starts on time. If it starts on time.
Has the West what has the West won? Maybe men's basketball and soccer, maybe.
Oh, you mean in terms of championship?
Yeah, for SWAC championship.
Oh,
it ain't much.
I don't think it's anything. I don't think it's anything. That's a great question. What has the West won? Didn't Texas Southern win track? Prairie View run track? I don't know.
Alabama on the women's side, Alabama State and FAMU was 1 and 2.
And then Jackson State won some stuff.
Jackson State won basketball.
Yeah. Real quick, can somebody think of what has the West won? Has the West won a championship? Men's
basketball, men's basketball, maybe.
Grambling. Yes, that's it. Grambling. Yep. Thank you. Grambling. Okay, Grambling won men's basketball. Thank you. That's it.
Why you gotta be so mean? Why you gonna wish that on a brother? I mean, I already was without power for a whole 5 days.
Right.
That's cold, Eb. I thought we was better than that, brother. We all we got. CMB.
That's a story. That's a story for somebody. The East domination of the SWAC between the 4 schools: FAMU, Alabama State, Jackson State. Take that back. 3 schools. I'm sorry, Bethune. Yeah. I can't count y'all again. I ain't won nothing yet. Yeah. 3 schools have dominated the SWAC.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Woo. That is a story for you.
That is.
That's a good.
Hey, don't get Dr. Cavill started.
I know. He's gonna be hot. He's gonna tell Doc's gonna be. I know. I'm gonna get the text. Bryan, just last year the West. I just. All right.
He's gonna get all educated on us.
Yeah, he's gonna break down the history of how the Western Division has dominated the SWAC for decades, dating back to Grambling and Southern in the 70s and 80s. I got it. It's coming. We're gonna enjoy our little bit of shine while we got it.
It's all love, Doc.
All right. Well, folks, we want to appreciate and thank everybody for watching and tuning into the show. Hit the thumbs up and the like button wherever you are. Do me a favor, share the show with some family. Whether you choose to donate to the show or whatever you choose to do, we want you to share the show, share the stream, share the feed, and help us to continue to grow. Make sure you're following us on all your social media platforms, Facebook page, Instagram, X, YouTube. We appreciate you. For Marcus Green, who had to check out a bit early, and for my guy Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. If Kelvin's going to Atlanta, I may be going to Atlanta. You may see us in Atlanta. So Rattlers in the ATL, you guys be strong, and let's be louder tomorrow when we take on Grambling. And let's get those fangs up. Strike again, strike harder. Let's take down the G-men tomorrow. All right. Congratulations on the win, FAMU baseball. 8-5 winners over Southern University. And we're moving on up. All right. That's it. We're out. Peace out, Rattlers.
Go!